Should we just start the show and just hope that he turns up at some point?
That's my plan. Because I've got a hard out at noon, so I mean, which again should be plenty of time. Should be.
We always say this, it'd be plenty of time, but then
Oh, I know. And then we have 3 hours of story, and
yeah, but sometimes there is a lot of good Destiny stuff, and we end up just
there
talking
is.
good Destiny stuff. So yeah.
Well, since Andy has requested a shorter show,
There you go, Andy. Shorter show, as requested. So some of the other people, if you're upset that this show goes for an hour and a half, then send all your messages to Andy13.
and he will promptly ignore them forever.
Yes. So Andy, this is your fault.
Добро пожаловать, комрades, to Titans and the Hunter, a Destiny 2 podcast. Dedicated in bringing you all the latest information, news and opinions. This is the лучший show for new and veteran people alike. Where we share tips, tricks and tools to help you succeed and enjoy the game even more. Now you know what we do. Let me introduce you to my comrades in arms. The здорово Peroty. The stream America's no one response in real life. And the class and удивительный Nitedemon. До свидания.
Now we are here at the right time today, and he is 5 minutes late, but I can't see him in any Discord, so maybe there's a time zone difference that he's probably forgotten about. So at some point,
he could be in an airplane. Yeah, we have no way to know. We much like the hunters in the game, we hear from ours basically moments before he arrives, and not really before. So there's no telling where he is.
He was in one of the chats, I think, last night, talking to somebody. So yeah, he was around. Maybe he's on a secret mission.
Could be. Maybe trying to drag people through the dungeon still. Who knows?
So you're stuck. Yeah, you're stuck with Peroty and I. And I'm Nitedemon.
You are.
On a very
I am. We are.
Christmassy show. Sort of Christmassy show.
Yeah, it could be.
Still run by the robots Rasputin, I think.
Yeah, I mean there's snow in the tower, there's Christmassy. We have a bunch of nice little flaming barrels to warm our hands by if we have, real human hands and not robot hands. I suppose we can warm our robot hands too. I'm not sure how much good it does though.
And we have a hunter swooping in from the right. Well, on the right on my screen anyway. There's a little green light that's just pinged. So I assume that he's struggling to set up a stream.
Swooping is coming.
Yes.
All right. Well, as he swoops, we had a couple hotfixes this week, because we're gonna go right to the hotfixes at the top of the show, because that's how we roll. Because there were a bunch of things that were like super weird this week, and some things that I swear
I thought literally there was every day there was maintenance.
I think every day there was maintenance, but we have 2 official hotfixes, and they fixed some things where I swear they should have mentioned somewhere, but I have not seen any actual mention of. But they definitely fixed.
Until they fixed it, they mentioned it. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So maybe you put in the 12 and I just missed it. I don't know. But yeah, but this Tuesday on the 13th, we got a hotfix 6301, which apparently the Lightning Surge Warlock melee ability wasn't triggering the effects of the Fellwinter's Helm. That's been fixed. They did the rework activation on the Gear Falcon's exotic chest, where the new functionality is when you emerge from invisibility, your void weapons gain volatile rounds for a short time. And when you perform a finisher on an enemy while you're invisible, you gain a temporary bonus to weapon damage and reserve overshield for you and nearby allies. What's not to love there? Apparently our fancy new shotguns we told you all about, the hipfire reticles were missing on the slug shotguns, so those have been added. Your pugilist
who needs them?
Really, truly. If you're hipfiring a slug shotgun, you know where the bullet's going, more or less. Your Pugilist, Demolitionist, and Wellspring now giving you proper ability energy when the ability is overridden. For example, your melee abilities will now get melee energy from Wellspring when holding a sword or a glaive. Your Encore perk wasn't showing when the weapon was stowed, so it'll do that now. Your Enhanced Chain Reaction didn't show when your swords received improved guard endurance. But let's be honest, who's guarding with swords? No one's doing that unless you're soloing content, so it's unimportant. Icarus Grip and Air Assault just shouldn't show the weapon's improved airborne effectiveness value. They do now. So, they actually show you what they're doing, which is presumably something. Your void invisibility. While you're invisible, your maximum radar range is now capped at 24 meters. And they reduced the number of triumphs required for the Seraph title from 10 to 9. And they halved the completion requirements of the Precision Loadout Seasonal Challenge. They also did fix an issue where the incorrect season was shown on the archive carousel. And we had a second hotfix this week, 2 days later on the 15th, which was basically, apparently you couldn't access the pirate hideout in the helm. You can do that now. And something we mentioned last week, they deployed changes to the targeting lasers in the Season of the Seraph activities regarding photosensitivity. Adjustments have been made to the graphical elements frequency of the laser animation. Basically, it's a lot less red and a lot less overwhelming. I played one of those missions before the fix and after the fix, and it's just a lot, it's still noticeable. You still know when the laser's on you, but it's not like, I am the death laser from above taking over all that you see. So it's better and hopefully shouldn't give people seizures, which is, not the goal of the video game. And Respawn, even though I haven't seen it anywhere, they fixed the blinky light. The weekly challenge light? Blinking, the blinky challenge, the weekly challenge, that blinks to you and says respawn. There's a weekly challenge to turn in. Respawn. Go turn in your weekly challenge. It's there to turn in.
After the fix, I still saw it for a day or two. Right, it's gone now. After the first fix, it was still there for a day or two.
No, it's only just been fixed.
Yep. Okay.
So it is fixed.
Which the one thing that I didn't hear you mention. Are you done?
I'm done with the two hotfixes we got. I haven't read what we have in the TWAB yet. I figure we'll just start with the hotfixes.
Well, one of the things that the hotfixes fixed, which was driving me even way nuttier, is that the class item mods for this season. You know which ones I'm talking about? The melee and the the low entropy superconductor and the Lord Kelvin's basilisk.
Yeah,
you couldn't equip to a normal class item. You had to have the ones that have the extra slot, which was
you had to use the artifice armor mod, so you had to use the master content dungeon armor. I did this too. I did this the other day because I was like, oh, let me unlock these and put them on, and I was like, is this broken? Am I crazy?
Yeah, and I was going in activities where I needed these.
And no, you didn't, because you get nothing. You lose good taster.
But now with
that's one I haven't seen. I think maybe it's in the roundup. But they didn't put it anywhere, and I was like, I want to make sure we call that.
This is an important fix. You think that would be all over it,
Your class, DMG's checked out. He's done. He's like, listen, I've given you people all. I'm done for the years of you screaming at me. I'm done. I'm done. You're gonna get what you're gonna get, and you're gonna like it.
Fair enough. But what I really like it is Stasis this season. So we already got the workup for Stasis this season, right? And Plunder the Booty, a guy that we always mention, came out with a build for hunters for Stasis. And it's so good. You get your stasis grenade back every 4 or 5 seconds.
And the grenade's better now.
And the grenade's better now. And you get all kinds of melee. Basically, your abilities just keep recycling like nutty, right? But what's cool about this is with Stasis Hunter, you can... Stasis in general, not just Hunter, but we all know what I'm talking about, right? With Stasis, you can take care of all 3 champions by yourself with only using 1 champion weapon, right? Because you get the stasis melees stun unstoppables, the stasis grenades stun overload, and they can just put an anti-barrier weapon. Boom! You're a one-man wrecking crew for any activity this season if you're stasis. It's kind of broken. And I've tried it out in some of the higher level activities that we have access to. It's still broken. It's very nice. So Stasis this season is really, really good. If you guys haven't heard about it, especially Stasis Hunter, go check out Plunder the Booty. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Never heard of Stasis. I will love Stasis when I'm less of a drunk toddler. Rework of Titan Super Wen.
Fair enough.
Or just a second.
Well, just the movement in your super, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, just it needs to be something understandable. I can't. I mean, you can.
Isn't Stasis the one that gives you that weird super armor, but you walk like a step at a time?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. A step at a time. Duh. You walk at like half speed.
Yeah. You basically give up your shield or give up your wall for an icy over shield that makes you very, very slow. So it turns you into a large tactical ogre of death, but unfortunately, you just can't go anywhere.
Just stand still and you become a turret. That's it. That's all you can do.
Mm-hmm. That sounds right.
As we've kind of started with hotfixes, should we talk about this week at Destiny?
Yeah, I pulled up this week's TWAB and I didn't see a TWAB for this week. Am I missing out on something, or is it just a special community focus thing?
That'll be the 15th of December, 2022. The one that says this week at Bungie.
Yeah, I don't see that though.
Okay.
I see I'm at the very top of the news page, right?
Twitch, tell him just to go to bungie.net and
I'm
scroll
there.
down half a page.
Oh,
Not
scroll
the news
down
page,
half a
just
page.
literally the main website, bungie.net/nothing.
I'm there. Yeah, news. Bungie.net/news. Okay.
It's got a nice little pretty picture at the top. Nice little people hanging around a fire or whatever they're doing. Maybe they're making marshmallows.
It's a little cartoon of some Cloud Striders.
Yeah.
Same 14.
Cartoon of Cloud Striders having Christmas.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. It's a guy on a couch with his hot cocoa and his ghost. Someone else is opening a present or card. They've got some lovely slippers on.
I'm here. I'm tracking. I've made it.
Yeah, there you go.
So much.
I mean, we've only been at this for 203 episodes. You think you can find the TWAB by now?
Because I go right every time I'm going right to the news, and that's where it is. But now it's not the news anymore. It's now bungie.net/7/en/news when it used to just be bungie.net/news. All right.
Because you forgot that DMG told us they did a new content management system, so things might look a little wonky and the URLs have changed.
Yes, I may have forgotten.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's why I'm telling you, just go to the main page and it's always right there.
No,
you're just making it harder on yourself.
Always.
You're making it harder on the people watching your stream and then listening to this podcast.
There are people shouting into their fake microphones at home or real microphones that aren't connected to your Twitch, going, "It's right there, Respawn. It's right there." They're desperately trying to help you. I know Zep Orbit is sitting there desperately trying to help you. T-Rex.
No, he keeps posting rage emojis at me.
There are new light guardians that know how to get to This Week at Bungie quicker than you can.
Wow. Yo, keep the gloves above the waist, okay? Jesus.
PP Pipe could find her way to This Week at Bungie with no problem.
I do struggle in real life. That is true.
So now that I think we've all found This Week at Bungie, did you have another tale to spin, Nitedemon, or are we headed to the TWAB? Or no, you didn't tell us. You told us what's next week in Destiny, which is many pretty things.
Oh, I haven't told you yet.
Oh,
did you want me to tell you that now, or did you want to go into This Week at Bungie?
I think you should tell me that now, because I need to know how I can be pretty, and what ways I can be pretty, and if I should even bother being pretty. Is there any prettiness to achieve?
There's lots of prettiness to achieve this week, and lots of dawning festivities and dawning outfits to buy and emotes to get. So yeah, let's listen to that now, shall we?
I think we shall.
Hello and welcome to This Week in Destiny for the third week of Season 19, Season of the Seraph, commencing December 20th, 2022. Our third featured Nightfall will see us face off against Heimkiss in the birthplace of the Vile over on the Throne World, where you have a chance to get a pinnacle engram if you complete the Nightfall with a score of 100k or more. This Nightfall will require you to own the Witch Queen expansion to play. You will be able to earn high-end gear for your characters, including the Nightfall featured weapon, exotic gear, enhancement cores, enhancement prisms, and ascendant shards. The higher the Nightfall difficulty, the more common the drop will be, with the featured weapon and exotic gear being uncommon at hero difficulty to being common with ascendant shards in Grandmasters. Legend and lower Nightfalls will have 7 Overload champions and 5 Unstoppable, with 2 Solar, 7 Void, and 4 Arc shields. Masters will have 12 Overload and 8 Unstoppable, with 2 Solar, 7 Void, and 2 Arc shields. Your Adept Nightfall modifiers will be Raider shields, Scorn Raiders will have Void shields, Hero modifiers include all previous modifiers, Overload and Unstoppable champions which cannot be stopped without the correct mod equipped, and extra shields. Legend modifiers include all previous modifiers, and equipment locked. You will be unable to change your equipment once this mission starts. Match game, enemy shields are highly resistant to all unmatched elemental damage. Acute Void Burn, 25% void damage increased with 50% increase to void damage taken. Subtle foes. Certain foes are stealthy while at a distance. They become visible when near a guardian. And master modifiers include all previous modifiers. Famine. All ammunition drops are significantly reduced. Champion's Mob. This difficulty adds more champion enemies. Scorched Earth. Enemies throw grenades significantly more often. And as this is a new season, the Grandmaster Nightfalls will not be returning until January 17th, 2023. But your anti-champion artifact mods for this week's Nightfall are Overload Scout Rifle, Submachine Gun, Auto Rifle, and the grenade mod Lord Kelvin's Basilisk, where Void and Stasis grenades disrupt overloads, all for 1 energy. Unstoppable Hand Cannon for 1 energy, and Grenade Launcher for 7. You also have exotic weapons and armor that can help with intrinsic mods as well. For Overload, the Void Energy Bow Le Monarch, the Arc Energy Linear Trace Rifle, Divinity, the Arc Heavy Machine Gun, Thunderlord, and the Warlock Exotic Boots, the Secant Filaments, which when you drop an Empowering Rift, any weapon that is fired from inside the well can cause an Overload champion to be stunned. For Unstoppable, we have the Kinetic Fusion Rifle, Bastion, the Kinetic Hand Cannon, Malfeasance, the Solar Energy Sidearm, Devil's Ruin, the Void Heavy Bow, Leviathan's Breath, and the Hunter Gauntlets, Atheris Embrace, which have a chance to stun unstoppable champions with their empowered weighted knife. Next up, Lord Shaxx brings Team Scorched to the featured Crucible playlist for the 3rd week of the season.
Delightful!
Team Scorched is a 6v6 PvP mode where all players wield a Scorched Cannon. Equipped weapons and abilities cannot be used in this game mode. Movement abilities e.g. lift, jump and glide, sprinting and emotes can be used. Players are forced to use a Scorched Cannon that cannot be dropped. The Scorched Cannon has 100 ammo, which is replenished on respawn. Matches have a 7-minute timer, players have 3 seconds respawn timer. Guilds give plus 1 point each, and the first team to reach 60 points wins. If the timer runs out before the team reaches 50 points, the team with the largest score wins. The player's current and longest kill streaks are shown at the top of the screen below the score.
Ready if you are. Let's see what's out there.
In addition, the weekly reset also refreshes the pinnacle drops for the Wellspring, Preservation, and Vox Obscura replayable exotic mission. The Witch Queen weekly story mission this week is the Investigation, where modifiers are Fire Pit as well as Chaff. The King's Fall raid challenge this week is the 4th encounter, Daughters of Oryx, called Under Construction. Players cannot stand on the same plate twice in a single phase. The Vow the Disciple challenge this week is the 4th encounter, Rulk, called Looping Catalyst. This is where Guardians must not lose Leeching Force before the damage phase. The Vault of Glass challenge this week is the 5th encounter, Atheon, called Ensembler's Refrain. Each player teleported can only destroy 1 oracle each spawn set. The Garden of Salvation challenge this week is the 4th encounter, Sanctified Mind, called 0 to 100, where you must fully fill each conflux with 30 motes within 10 seconds of initially banking the first set of motes. And the Last Wish challenge this week is the 4th encounter, Vault, called Keep Out. Guardians must ensure that no Might of Riven Knights make it into the centre chamber during the Vault fight. Your pinnacle raid will be the Deepstone Crypt over on Europa, meaning all challenges will be available for each encounter. These are the 1st encounter, Crypt Security, called Red Rover. This is where all Guardians must be an operator and shoot the 2 panels on the lower level. The 2nd encounter, Atrax 1, called Copies of Copies, where you must not send any Atrax 1 replicants debuffs into the airlock/space. The 3rd encounter, Tanix Part 1, called Of All Trades. Guardians must perform each role at least once, Operator, Scanner and Supervisor. The 4th encounter, Tanix, called the Core 4. Guardians must dunk all 4 cores before each DPS phase. Also, with the Deepstone Crypt being the featured raid, this does mean that you can farm the final boss for a chance at the exotic rocket launcher, Eyes of Tomorrow. And the pinnacle dungeon for this week will be the Prophecy in the Legends tab. Next up, challenges. So for week 3, we have 3 classified challenges next week, but as with the previous week, at least 2 of them will be a continuation of the challenges we had for the story. These should be More Than a Weapon Part 3, complete week 3 of the More Than a Weapon, with a reward being an Exoframe module and Challenge XP+, and Heist Battlegrounds 3. In Heist Battlegrounds playlist or legend, open 5 Seraph chests and defeat 50 powerful enemies. An Exoframe module and Challenge XP will be the reward. The challenges available in the database are as follows. in the cold light of the sun. Defeat combatants with solar or stasis damage in heist battlegrounds. Challenge XP Plus will be the reward. Rapid loadout. Defeat 150 targets with pulse rifles or trace rifles. Bonus progress will be awarded for defeating guardians. And rapidly defeat 10 combatants in heist battlegrounds. For Challenge XP Plus. Power Broker. Reach power level 1580 by earning powerful and prime rewards. This will reward you with Challenge XP Plus and Bright Dust. Close range calibration. Use sidearms, submachine guns, shotguns, glaives, and swords on Europa. Bonus progress will be awarded for rapidly defeating combatants. 200 of those will earn you Challenge XP Plus and Bright Dust. Primeval Entourage. Defeat Taken in Gambit. Earn bonus progress for defeating tougher combatants. 100 taken kills will award you with Challenge XP Plus and Bright Dust. Scorched Earth. Defeat Guardians in Team Scorched. Charge detonations in midair or on surfaces earn bonus progress. 40 Guardians slain will award you with Challenge XP Plus and Bright Dust. And Ultimate Champion. Defeat champions in any Nightfall strike on hero difficulty or higher, earn bonus progress at higher difficulty tiers. 60 champions will award you with Challenge XP Plus and Bright Dust. Next we have our Eververse for the week of December 20th, 2022. Available this week for Bright Dust, we have the Ho Ho Hum legendary emote will be available for 700 Bright Dust. The Belly Laugh rare emote will be available for 400 Bright Dust. The Great Pigeon ghost projection for 1500 Bright Dust. The Dawning Shader Aniline Shock for 300 Bright Dust. The Frosty Friends exotic multiplayer emote will be available this week for 4250 Bright Dust. The Action Figure Showdown legendary emote for 700 Bright Dust. The exotic confectionery ghost shell for 2850 Bright Dust. The Joy of Dawning exotic sparrow for 2500 Bright Dust. The Silverwing Kestrel exotic ship for 2000 Bright Dust. The Cold Cheer exotic weapon ornament for the Aegis Scepter trace rifle for 1250 Bright Dust. And finally the Howling Blizzard legendary transmat effect for 450 Bright Dust.
Lead the way.
For our legacy rotation on Europa this week, Phylax the Warrior will be the Empire Hunt, the Astrian's Abyss will be the Eclipse Zone, and the Exo Challenge will be Agility. On the Moon, the weekly story mission will be a Mysterious Disturbance. The Trove Guardian is located in the Anchor of Light. The Wandering Nightmare is the Nightmare of Zortl in Sorrow's Harbour. The Nightmare Hunts this week will be Omnigor, Anguish, the Fanatic, Insanity, and Crota, Despair. The Dreaming City this week is at a medium curse level, which means Petrovenge can be found in the Devillian Mists and has the Oracle Engine mission for the next week. The Blind Well features Hive enemies and the Plague Kragar, with the Shattered Ruins being the Ascendant Challenge located over in the Spine of Keris.
Hello!
As a reminder, your daily Lost Sector will show you a flag outside which will give you details of champions and burns you will find inside. But if you're new to the game or you're using an alternate character and can't find the flag outside, you will have to run through the Lost Sector normally to have it show up on your map as a legend/master. Tuesday, December 20th will be the K1 Communion on the Moon for exotic boots, Solar and Void Elemental Shields, Solar Burn with Unstoppable and Barrier Champions. Wednesday, December 21st will be Bunker E15 on Europa for exotic gauntlets, Void Elemental Shields, Void Burn with Overload and Barrier Champions. Thursday, December 22nd will be the Concealed Void on Europa for exotic chests, Void and Solar Elemental Shields, Solar Burn with Overload and Barrier Champions. Friday, December 23rd will be Perdition on Europa for exotic helmets, Arc and Void Elemental Shields, Arc Burn with Overload and Barrier Champions. Saturday, December 24th will be Sepulture on the Throne World for exotic boots, Solar and Arc Elemental Shields with Solar Burn with Unstoppable and Barrier Champions. Sunday, December 25th will be Extraction on the Throne World for exotic gauntlets, Arc and Void Elemental Shields, and Arc Burn with Overload and Unstoppable Champions. And finally, background to Monday, December 26th will be Chamber of Starlight on the Dreaming City for exotic chests, Solar and Void Elemental Shields, Solar Burn with Overload and Unstoppable Champions.
Guardian down.
Before we go, we have a few more things to go over for next week. Tuesday's reset will see a new exotic pulse rifle enter the game, Revision 0. And with that, a new mission to acquire the weapon called Operation Seraph Shields will go live. Destiny's Christmas event, The Dawning, continues into its second week. There is also double XP in Crucible next week.
That is amazing.
So if you want a fast track in getting that sweet new ritual weapon, the Velos X pulse rifle, and Crucible ornament, the Volos X, then this will be a good start. Also, don't forget the annual Moments of Triumph are active in-game, where you can earn in-game and Bungie store rewards.
Well, that was lovely.
It was.
I'm a little disappointed because I didn't get any like frantic messages from you being like, do you have this emote? Have you seen this thing?
Well, I've got all the recording ready to go, apart from actually recording the dialogue for it this week, because last season we had 8 Lost Sectors on a rotation, which was really short, I think, for Lost Sector rotations. And this season they're up to 10 rotations, and we're nearly at the end of this week, and I don't know if they're going to stop yet. So I'm waiting until the reset at midday today for you guys to see if it then goes back to the first one or if it continues, because if it goes to the first one again, I can then record what the rotation is going to be for this week coming up. I don't want to kind of leave it.
What the hell are we talking about?
Lost Sectors. Lost Sectors.
Okay.
Last season, there were 8 in the rotation, so it was quite easy to tell people. Once we got through the 8 on the 9th day, we were then able to tell people what the rotation was for the rest of the season.
Okay.
Now we're up to 10, and there still hasn't been a rotation back to the first one. So I'm waiting until today to see if it goes 11 or 12 before it then rotates again, because we've now got 2 on the Dreaming City that have come up and 2 on the Throne World, as well as having another one from the moon put back in. So we've got all 4 on the moon this rotation at the moment. So I'm just hopefully, once that's done, then I'll record it all and hopefully edit it tonight and put out the video as soon as I can.
Sounds good. Yeah, we're still early in the season, so we don't have a full rotation yet. So everyone's just like, we'll tell you what it is once it's there, and then we'll give you the big list.
Okay, so live reaction as it occurred. I got a red border Stay Frosty, and I disassembled it to get the red border.
Yeah.
Progress, and it doesn't have a pattern. I could have sworn Bungie said they were no longer giving red borders to weapons that don't have pattern.
No, not this season. Not this season. Because they're still definitely dropping red borders to give you materials.
To be honest, Respawn, I thought the same thing. So you're not alone.
Well, thank you for that.
They haven't changed it yet.
Are they supposed to be dropping? Who knows? Are they still dropping? Yes.
So this week at Bungie, there's lots of celebration going on in Bungie World. They've got Dawning, new partnerships, and a year that is about to end, and one that's about to begin.
Dun, dun, dun.
So, yeah, there we go. This is also the last TWAB of the year. So this is the TWAB before Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't say that. I say that because...
Well, they do say that too. They said this is the last one of the year.
No, they didn't say the TWAB before Christmas.
No, they didn't say before Christmas. Okay.
Went all through the house. Not a creature was stirring. Not even a rat king. So they have a brief summary. Did you watch the amazing trailer they dropped? We did. You did. Maybe Respawn did. We'll find out in a minute. The Dawning is here. Eva Levante is back on the tower with cookies and gifts. You can celebrate your moments of triumph by a lame-looking shirt. It's not a terrible-looking shirt, but let's be honest. It's not the best one. Zelda and Iron Banner are coming back in early January with new rewards. We're going to talk a little bit about secrets. Just a little bit, though. And the winners of our Ubisoft Partnership Community Contest, your favorite Arbalest ornament, the proper 1-1. Good job, everyone.
Nice.
And we'll look back at a few highlights of 2022 and say goodbye to a member of the team. This is Respawn's last. No, I'm just kidding. No, different team. Gotcha.
I got Twitter.
As we've mentioned, DMG has said he is end of the year going to move on to other things. He's tired of being shouted at by Respawn, so he's done. He's going to be shouted at by different people.
I think that's what did it. I think Respawn managed to tip him over the edge. He was like, "No, I'm done. I'm out."
Don't you tell me that. I'll wear that like a badge of pride, dude. Don't you tell me that. And can I take his job? I want to be the new PR guy. I have it on good authority. I am really.
I don't think
really
it's a
good with
PR
people.
guy. I think you're missing what it's actually is. Community manager.
Yeah,
Community manager.
I can
Yeah.
manage communities. I can do that.
You get screamed at by everyone.
No, you can destroy communities, which is why you only have limited access in our Discord.
What do you mean? I can ban people. That's all I need. I can ban people and create channels. I am good.
It's important to manage the community manager. So yeah, so we had a lovely Nightfall trailer. We're all Ninja Turtles that swing around like Spider-Man coming in February.
Yeah.
Did you see the memes about that yet?
That's gonna go great. I don't see any issues with any of that at all. It's gonna be perfectly flawless.
It was showing the new what's the one with the where you gotta dunk the thing? You gotta dunk the
thing.
The thrift store.
No. The new Iron Banner mode where you have to dunk a thing.
So you mean the old Iron Banner mode that's now all of our PvP for last week?
The Rift.
The thrift
Is
store.
it the Rift where you gotta like dunk a spark or whatever?
Yes.
You know
Okay.
this.
That I don't know this.
He doesn't know this. He doesn't set foot into PvP. He is not
yeah.
even right there getting his unlimited adept hand cannons right now.
I'm
He's
really not. But wait, what?
We'll get there.
Okay. So pause, squirrel. They were already showed memes about that trailer talking about this is the new Rift meta, and it had the one Titan thunder crashing with 5 hunters tethered to each other like a train. So the one Titan goes flying in, and you got 5 hunters tethered right behind him to come in on the Rift. That's gonna be so fun.
You know
Sorry.
that it's going to be disabled. If you're carrying the spark, you won't be able to tether to the Titan doing the thunder crash. You'll be that one lonely guy running behind, going,
I don't know. I don't know how it behaves. Like I thought you carry the spark like we carry everything else in the game.
Yes.
But somebody was telling me no, you get access to your guns and your abilities and everything like that too. I'm like,
yes.
so what? It just kind of you become the spark now or something?
You can't super. You can throw out a grenade, and you can melee with the spark. But that's what I'm guessing is that you wouldn't be able to then use Strand to then tether yourself to the Titan to get through the map.
Oh, okay.
I mean, really, at this point, they've turned PvP into a mess of abilities and supers.
Spider-Man!
Anyway, just go all the way. I mean, at this point, you've already alienated the community. Just go all the way with it. I mean,
yeah. And then the new movements on top of that, like you have lateral movements now instead of just the tether, you going straight to the tether. It showed that you can go like around the tether in a circular kind of motion or whatever. So we got new lateral movements. That's going to be pretty cool, I guess, for PvE and PvP. So yeah,
I mean that's something that I think I saw this week on it was on Twitter, wasn't it? Brave X Hero, who's been doing content on YouTube for Destiny for quite some time. Put out a tweet saying that he's been playing Destiny since 2014 and not once has he had a restriction from any activity, and now he's been banned. There was where the matchmaking in comp, I think it was all over the place the other day. And he said that he's been completely the server's being completely fried and everyone is lagging all over the place in comp. Bungie has determined that my account has unstable internet and I'm restricted for 2 weeks. So he said so many words, but I'll keep it to myself. Appeal has been submitted. And then the Bungie did get back to him pretty quickly and says, we do not overturn restrictions like this one indicated in your appeal.
wow.
If your account is temporarily restricted, you will need to wait until the restriction expires on its own. Your ticket has been closed. So I feel really sorry for somebody that actually does PvP content is now being restricted on.
Yeah, because I've seen like Cool Guy and Fun Please, a bunch of people this week, just like the servers are a mess lag wise.
Yeah,
when I was in comp only.
I have not. Well, I mean, I'm sure they're a mess everywhere, but yeah, I don't know. I haven't set foot into PvP at all this week.
No, my pet dragged me in for a few hours this week, and it seemed fine. We didn't.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
I did see like Frostbolt was like got a message onto his screen where like it basically timed out looking for a match for him. Like in a solo play, he's like the population is so low. I can't solo queue into comp and even find a match to play. The game just gives up looking for a match. Now, granted, again, he's the 1% of the 1%, but still, at some point you have to at least give him a match to play. You have to expand the pool out to at least say you can play the game. Otherwise,
Yeah, where was ZK Mushroom at? Just have the 1v1.
Yeah, it's like, sorry, you guys can play each other. Well, I mean, you could 1v1, but Rumble's gone, so you can't even go into Rumble on your own now. You have to play
Yeah.
You're at the mercy of whichever of the 16 kinds of matchmaking we have now. Good luck.
That reminds me, because half the time I'm on hotel Wi-Fi, that's really kind of sketch. So, like, will me being on hotel Wi-Fi for
You are
1
the
week
unstable
ban
connection.
me for 2 weeks when I get home? Like,
It's 2 weeks from PvP, so you'd be fine.
Yeah, you'll be fine. You never play PvP, you'll be fine.
Oh,
You'll
yeah,
never
okay.
notice the difference.
Oh, in that case, carry on.
You never step into PvP or Gambit or anything that the game cares about, so you're fine.
I'm going to Gambit right now, as a matter of fact, sir.
No. Well, then you might be banned from Gambit, and you just won't care. So,
Oh,
I amend my
that-
statement.
But the important question is, Respawn, have you
Yes.
been baking your cookies? Because you know how much you like
I
a
have.
cookie.
I've already
Good.
finished all those missions. I'm on the ones now where I have to like kill people with snowballs.
Okay, so you've done like baking cookies for everybody. You've
all
done
that.
the running around. Oh, well done.
Yep.
Respawn's done a thing. Let's clap.
I did
him.
a thing.
Yay.
And then
threw
Micah
snowballs at
berated
people.
me for hours about how feminine baking cookies are in Destiny. And I'm like, dude, nobody said you had to, bro. Just leave my cookie baking alone.
Listen,
Let
if
me
you
bake
want
my
to disappoint
cookies.
Grandma, that's on you.
That's right, man. That's right.
You're not even getting a good card with money this year.
He's not. And T-Rex King is the same way. What is it with Titans not wanting to bake cookies? Why do y'all hate cookies? Why do you hate festivities, man?
I love
God.
festivities and cookies. Don't bring me down.
Yeah,
Micah, T-Rex King, and a couple other Titans this week
Don't
are just
listen
like,
to T-Rex.
make
Well,
cookies
I mean,
and
to be fair,
wusses.
Hunters haven't played a single event in this game since it was launched. So
Yeah, let's face it. If it's a competition and
Why
the
y'all
hunters
messing
can
with
see that they're
hunters?
losing, no, but if the hunters can see that they're losing, you know they're not going to participate.
Mhm.
This isn't a competition. This one is just baking cookies. If it's we've got to do a thing, we'll all band together, win the first flag, and then go peace out. We'll wait until the end of the event. You know that's what's happening.
I never denied that, but like, where did this come from? Like, why are
T-Rex.
we
It
being
came from
attacked all of a
T-Rex.
sudden?
Came from T-Rex. It's all his fault.
if you're
It
attacking me, I'm
probably
going to
is.
attack back. That's how this works.
I'm not attacking you. They're attacking me.
No, they're not.
Don't
You just
forget
feel, you
though,
just feel attacked. It's different.
if you are in the dawning and you are wanting to generate some of that sweet
Business. Wait, no.
no dawning, yeah, well, you need dawning spirit, don't you? Remember this dawning spirit to unlock all the different nodes from Eva Levante to then do the pass. The Starfire 7M, I forgot completely about this, which is a ship that you could earn from the dawning in 2020, will give you extra spirit. when you
No,
find
I've been
dawning
rocking that all since it began, dude.
Yeah.
Since
I'm
it
just saying.
began.
And my friend Donny, who was in my stream this week, thank you very much, Donny, pointed out to me, don't forget to put the ship on. I was like, I completely forgot. Thank you
Yeah.
very much for reminding me.
Absolutely put the ship on, 100%.
Got that
And for those of you that don't know what we're talking about, for you that can see the stream, this right here, the Starfarer 7M, it passively gives you the season's currency. What's it called?
Well, not the currency, but the dawning spirit, which
That.
is it's the extra currency you need on top to unlock the different nodes and weapons at Eva Levante, to then be able to go back and do whatever, like throw the snowballs do more damage and things like that. I can't remember what.
Oh
she's
yeah,
got.
I maxed
Actually,
that out too, dude. They do more damage. They freeze enemies on contact, and if you kill them, they drop more snowballs, so you can just kind of keep going. Oh, it's so much better.
There you go. So yeah, I
So
can't remember
which
what the
season would
track
that
actually
have
says.
been? If you were to go look for it, in
I
your
think it was season
collection,
9, wasn't it? I think somebody said season 9. That's.
Let's see.
Let me double check.
Let's see if somebody. Nope. Somebody.
If you
was
go back
incorrect.
eight seasons.
I can't count. Words are hard. Numbers are harder too.
And it's not in season 11. It's
Yeah, I'm
in
going back to try
season-
to find where it might be because I'm assuming I have it. Maybe I don't have it, but even the ones I don't have at least shows.
Oh,
on-
season 12. It's season 12.
There you go.
So there we go. Yeah. So go back into season 12 on your under your equipment and ships and get your Starfarer 7M from season 12.
The ship is. It doesn't matter what the ship looks like. It gives you extra currency, dude. Look. You guys know I've hardly played this week, and let me show you how fast I maxed out Eva. Legitimately, like I'm not messing
No.
around, but
Yes,
I've hardly played this week. You can see that I still have pinnacles to do. And yet, look at Eva. Look how maxed out she is just from using this ship, dude. That's all I've done is I've put the ship on and look.
She prefers
Everything's maxed out. I've got nothing left to buy from her because you get it passively as you play, dude.
So what you need the Dawning Spirit for is like the upgrade. So the first one that is available to you is the Merrymaker, which is receive a boon of friendship each day from Eva Levante. Next
So
one.
what is that for? I got like 5 of those. What does that even do?
You have to read them, and it
Yeah,
will
you
tell
have to pop it. It's like the Glimmer thing farm. If you use it, it'll give you additional stuff.
I like stuff.
There
It
you
probably
go.
involves having a friend.
It does, yes.
Oh well, that's why I don't use it. Okay.
It will grant a dawning reward to your fire team upon completion of a playlist activity with additional rewards based on the number of players with active boons.
There you go.
So you're going to need some friends. All pop your boons, and then you all get treats at the end of the activity.
And I believe
go.
each one of these is 40 spirit. And then you have Bountiful Harvest. So Dawning Bounties reward an additional
Some are
random
20.
ingredients.
Some of them are 20.
Okay. Well, on my thing now, I'm on Destiny 2, the app. It tells me that it's 40, but you
Okay.
say 20. Dawning
No, I said some, not all. Some are 20.
Essential Harvest, which is Dawning Bounties reward a small amount of Dawning Essence. We have Gift Wrapped Exchange Ticket, unlocks access to the Unity and Edge gift exchange focusing options. Limited Exchange Ticket unlocks access to the Limited Gift Exchange focus option. Then we have Perky Presence, which is Dawning weapons have a chance to drop with an additional perk in the left column. Perkier Presence is Dawning weapons have a chance to drop with an additional perk in the right column.
So those are the 2 I care about, is what you're telling me. Got it.
Yes, those are the ones. Yeah, I think I got. Yeah, I've already got one on those. It says. And then you have Long Winter, Longer Winter, Longest Winter, Stay Frosty, and Gift That Keeps on Giving, which is the snowball upgrades that eventually just kill everything when you throw snowballs at them. And then once you've done that, you can then purchase like the Stay Frosty Pulse Rifle, the Cold Front Submachine Gun, the Glacioclasm Fusion Rifle, the Avalanche Machine Gun, and the Zephyr Sword.
And before you start purchasing all those, make sure you have those extra perks, because then each of those weapons will drop with the extra perks. So it's like getting 2 rolls in one.
It is like the Stay Frosty I just got. How I have Offhand, Strike, Head Seeker, and Tunnel Vision with Headstone. By the way, something I forgot to mention that I just mentioned to chat is if you're rocking the Stasis Hunter, use Headstone weapons, because any crystals you break, like the ones you create with your grenade, the ones you create with your gun, any stasis crystals you break reduce cooldown of your grenade. So you can get your grenade back in like a couple of seconds. So stasis weapons with Headstone really flow a lot better. And I'm only saying that because someone's like, oh, I got this roll on it, which is a good roll. Don't get me wrong, it's a good roll. Desperado with Killing Wind, totally good roll. But if you're rocking the stasis build, you need one with Headstone. Just saying.
You can also spec into standing next to those lovely little ice crystals to get you more resilience and things.
Sure. Yeah, no, you can do all kinds of stuff with ice crystals. Yeah.
I mean, the challenges or the triumphs this year seem to be quite easy to do, which is quite nice. It's a change, I think, from the Haunted event, where it was like do a billion gazillion lost sectors, and then we might give you a ticket and maybe an engram or something. But this time it seems to be pretty easy because it's
they
like
give you a lot. Yeah,
I think
somebody was saying the fastest way to do it is Crucible. No, Crucible, it took us like 5 minutes for a match, and I got 200. Whereas you hit the strike playlist, depending on the strikes, right? Some are shorter than others.
Yeah,
I'm getting anywhere between 250 and 400 a strike. So I'm maxed out all the time, and I got to go spend it. So I mean, don't listen to your Titan friend when they're trying to convince you that Crucible is the fastest way to do this. It's not.
No, but I mean, you do have to do some Crucible or Gambit and then Vanguard playlists. But I think one of the hardest ones is like baking 50 cookies, which is Bake Extravaganza. But I literally
not really. You can just bake the same cookie 50 times.
You can. Right? I think on Ibontis's channel he did a guide for kind of how to kind of do the dawning really quickly. It's like find an activity that you really enjoy after doing like the quest line of going around giving all the cookies around to people, in the tower. Once you've done that, find something you like doing, like going to Shirochi in The Last Wish, and doing Taken with like electric and like kill everybody with the Risk Runner and Taken, and you can just bake that one cookie over and over and over again, give it to the same vendor over and over again, and that'll be done really quickly. You could take in other weapons that you're kind of trying to level up.
I recommend Forbearance only because it's arc, it's a wave frame, and it comes with chain reaction.
So if I don't have a raid weapon, what do you recommend?
Just thing.
I recommend you play the
Play the
I
raid.
almost said a bad word. I recommend you play the raid. But yeah, Risk Runner, I guess, is a really good one, but it does take up an exotic slot, so you got to deal with that, I guess. You know, or actually, a lot of weapons now you have this season pass with least resistance, right? I just got this a couple days ago, and it's the trace rifle, and mine came with subsistence and volt shot. I know those don't really work well together, but the volt shot, when you reload it, you can do like spreading arc damage, like the Risk Runner does, and it doesn't take up an exotic slot. And last season's weapons, a few of those have volt shot too, like the sidearm, the submachine gun, the shotgun. Yeah. So, you know, something with volt shot will do you pretty well. And the reason he's saying electric, right, is because the electric stuff that you get from killing people with electricity and then the taken butter make cookies. So that's why he's saying electricity, because if you just do that, you'll get a bunch of those too. And you could just remake one cookie a bajillion times. So
yeah, just find a combination that works, that you can kind of go to an area, or just, if you want, just go and play Strikes over and over again, or Gambit or Crucible, whatever you want to do. Just do what you want to do to get those cookies baked if you want to participate in the event. But if you don't, then you don't have to. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not your dad.
I would recommend doing that though, because at least you can get weapons. You know, you can get weapons. Weapons are always fun. And this pulse rifle this season, I'm not a PvP player, but Astacross took it into PvP with a few different roles, and he says it's a really good, for its slot. Don't get me wrong, for its slot, it's a very, very good pulse rifle. Now, when you start comparing it to other pulse rifles and like the energy slot, yeah, I mean, there's going to be better pulse rifles out there. But for it being in the kinetic slot, it's really good in that slot. So you might want to get your hands on it, and the best way to do it is bake cookies, get prizes.
Yeah. So this is just Stay Frosty, isn't it? The new pulse rifle.
Yes, Stay Frosty.
So it is a kinetic, but well, no. Yeah, it's a kinetic weapon that
it's in the kinetic slot, but stasis, yeah.
And it has 2 origin perks. So we have the Omolon origin perk, which is the fluid dynamics. This weapon has increased reload and stability for the top half of the magazine. And then the other one is, I can't find it on here because it's
Dawning Surprise. Rapidly defeat targets, awards a dawning gift. Defeat powerful targets, counts more than 1.
Now, I was looking for what these dawning gifts were, and apparently it's a little purple square that drops on the floor, and if you run over it, it gives you ability energy, charges that up a bit faster. See, I was actually looking for physical gifts on the screen going, well, why am I not getting anything come up? Yeah. It's just like ability energy and things like that. You have to.
I thought it was more Dawning Essence.
Yeah, I thought it was something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad it comes with the Dawning. I'm glad it comes with the Omolon perk, because obviously the Dawning one won't do you much good after the event ends. So I'm glad we have more than one.
I don't know. It might be bugged. It might just work all the time.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It is a gift.
But you get that pulse rifle to start off with. That's one of the first weapons that you get, and it is a random roll, because I think Cool Guy put a video out, or put a tweet out and said, "Oh, did everybody else get this roll?" And I think it was like Volt Shot and Desperado. It's like, nope, that was definitely not mine. Yeah, something like that. Anyway,
those don't roll in the same slot.
That
is insane.
Different.
Wow.
Yeah, I think mine's Killing Wind Desperado is what I got out of mine. I haven't played with it really yet, but
what did I get on mine? I got Killing Wind and Kill Clip.
Wow.
So is a random roll. Open box, receive gift.
And then there's some lovely ornaments this season in the Eververse store. And I believe in the last week of the Eververse is the Vex Mythoclass Dawning ornament, which looks very cool. Have you got that up on your screen, Respawn? If you scroll down in the twelve.
Vex? Yeah, I'll show you the Vex.
It's the Aegis Scepter. I thought it was the Cold Heart, but it's the Aegis Scepter and the Vex that they've got ornaments for this season. And I think the Aegis Scepter's up next week. And then also the Nutcracker is up at some point to buy with some Bright Dust as well. And then if you weren't 100% sure, Moments of Triumph, which has been very muted at the moment, apart from an in-game message. I haven't heard anybody talking about Moments of Triumph. Have you?
No, actually.
Other than it starting and saying, "Hey, you've finished some of these triumphs," I hadn't really thought about it or remembered it, honestly.
So Moments of Triumph, for anybody that's new, is every year at the closure of the normally like the fourth season, we have a Moments of Triumph, which make you kind of, well, you don't make you. It's a list of triumphs that you can go back and do. I mean, some of them are retroactive, so if you have completed them, it'll say, by the way, you've done this over the last year. But you have literally the last season to do like Moments of Triumph for, like, I think one of them is like go and make sure that you do the new dungeon, the old dungeon, the duality one, and the King's Fall, and what was the raid before the King's Fall? Was that
DSC?
No, it was like, is that no, the
Or
Savathun one.
class?
What's the Vow the Disciple? That's the one.
Oh,
so
okay.
So if you do all of those, it'll give you a triumph and maybe like an emblem or a ghost, things like that. I mean, I could run through them, but yeah, it's just like it's been very muted this year. Normally, there's quite a grand thing that goes along with it, and I think where we've now changed from being in the summer and doing solstice and Moments of Triumph all at the same time. What are you doing
Do you
now?
play with your papers somewhere farther
Oh,
from
you
the
could hear that?
microphone?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, very
That's
clearly.
under my desk in my trash can. That's crazy.
That's how microphones work. It sounded like you were crumpling them on your desk in your hand next to your microphone.
No, that's under my desk in my garbage can. That's so stupid.
But yeah, it's so we used to have it in the summer with the solstice event, and then it's moved to the winter. And last year, I know that there was quite a big thing about making sure you got like raids done, you got like all the season events done. So each season, if you've completed all of like the season seals and things, it'll kind of check that off and give you different triumphs for that. So, but yeah, I mean, what do you guys think about this at the moment? Are you focusing on getting any of these done, or are you caring about the Moments of Triumph? Do you want to get
Nope.
your T-shirt parody?
No, because I own about 4 or 5 of these T-shirts. This one didn't really appeal to me all that much. I don't love the art on it, and I think I looked at the Moments of Triumph and was like, do the raid, do the dungeon, do these things. I'm like, I just don't think I care.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Plus, anything non-Crucible related, I know I've already done anyway. So
yeah, I'm not. Are you interested in even doing any of these or completing
You know
it or
I am.
getting your fancy T-shirt code?
You
You
know,
know,
well, you know, I'm up with making sure that I get as much done as possible. So this is another one of those. Yeah, I'm kind of hyperventilating of like, have
there's a
I got
box-
enough?
There's no, I know.
calm down, dude.
There's a box to check. There's a box to check. You can check the boxes. You can earn the loot. You can get the things. I know you.
Mm,
You know what? You know what I did hear? I did hear somebody say, and I can't remember if it was on a podcast or Twitter or where I saw it this week, because the new dungeon is like so overpowered. Like, you go into the new dungeon and because of the power creep, it's like we're gonna beat the crap out of you and it's gonna be super hard. Basically, if you roll into a different dungeon, like say the Shattered Throne, with like whatever loadout you're using in the new dungeon, soloing it is much easier. Like you can one phase a bunch of the bosses because the power creep isn't there on those older dungeons. You can walk in like an overpowered god and just solo flawless Shattered Throne, just as an example.
Just throw that, just throw that out there.
No
That was-
particular reason. No, there's no particular reason I'm mentioning that. I just heard it mentioned because, man, the new dungeon, they're just like, here's all the ads. In case you thought we had more ads to throw at you, we're gonna throw some more at you now. Here you go. Here's all of them. So yeah, I mean, just saying. Again, no particular reason. Just making conversation.
Yeah, so I mean, for your Moments of Triumph, you've got if you complete 28 out of the 30 of these feats of strength before the 28th of February 2023, you can claim the unique reward, and that probably would just be the seal,
which is a T-shirt and a seal and probably a ring.
Yeah, and you can, if you complete triumphs, earn special emblem. So yeah, if you complete 5 triumphs, you get a special emblem. If you complete 10, you get a ghost. 15 will unlock your T-shirt at the Bungie store. The Raid Runner and Dungeon Diver is doing like 6. So it's Vow the Disciple, King's Fall, Duality, Spire of the Watcher, and Raid and Dungeon Rotator challenges. You have to do those, and Raid and Dungeon weapon patterns. So you only need one weapon pattern to have been unlocked and crafted, and 6 of the Raid and Dungeon Rotator challenges. So you're gonna have to go and do a challenge or 2, or 6.
Speaking of raids, I was so excited. I'm still excited about DSC, but man, are they stingy with the red borders the last 2 weeks. I've got nothing but armor, and I think 1 red border weapon, aside from the ones you can buy, out of 2 weeks. I'm just like, wow. Very stingy on the red border.
One that's interesting this season is Build Crafter, which is complete playlist or seasonal activities using each light subclass. So you have to do 10 of each of those, of your light
Nice.
subclass.
Nice.
Don't call it a staff. Defeat targets with glaive projectiles and melee final blows. So you need 150 projectile final blows and 150 melee kills. And then we have complete all the Witch Queen campaign missions on any difficulty. That's 8 of those. And complete all of the Witch Queen missions on legend difficulty. Buddy up, claim all rewards from Finch. Vow the Disciple, complete the Vow the Disciple. And then you've got each one for the King's Fall, Duality, and the Spire of Watcher. Here we go again. You've got to do the raid
The
challenges.
Spire of the Watcher is the new dungeon for those of you that don't know.
But there is a secret triumph, a mystery that you have yet to unravel.
Dun, dun.
Don't know what that is. But, if you've done all the other ones, then you've probably already unlocked it and you probably don't care about it.
Does it say how to unlock the ability to get that new exotic submachine gun pulse thing that we keep seeing pictures of
Yes.
where you can build?
Yes, it does. It says
Cool.
wait until Tuesday's reset and then the mission will go live.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it's a pulse rifle.
It's full circle. Okay. With multiple catalysts, which I think is a cool concept. I just want to see how it plays out.
Mercules himself, the man from the Destiny Massive Breakdown podcast,
Mhm.
left to go to Bungie to build weapons and tell Bungie how to do their weapons properly. Has built for us.
Has he built one yet that we can compare
Yeah.
and see whether or not he's doing a good job? Which one has he built so far?
That's his first one that he's built from the ground up.
Oh, really?
Yes.
And it's got multiple catalysts off the bat, huh?
Yep.
Interesting.
Like he said, he was on the Firing Range podcast this past week, which we will link in the show notes because there's some fabulous information. Did you get to listen to it, Peroty, or not?
I listened to part of, because Fallout had done like a 50-minute version of it with he and, because Chris Proctor was on with Mercules. I listened to part of it and just didn't get through the rest of it, figuring you had all the things.
Well, I can tell you a few things from it because I don't want to spoil it, because even though I'm like making a few notes on it, I'm thinking I'm missing some more other stuff that they were going over. They are going to have exotic catalysts or reworks for exotics coming in Nightfall, and these include Queen's Breakers, Ruiner's Effigy, Leviathan's Breath, 1,000 Voices, Sunshot, Polaris Lance, Prometheus Lens, and the Two-Tailed Fox. So those are either going to have catalysts added or reworks to those weapons.
Dude, can we please rework Queensbreaker? I know it's a D1 weapon, but
That's
I
what
mean,
I'm saying.
it's in the heavy slot and it doesn't do any more damage than our standard linear fusion rifles. I mean, come on.
It did when it was doing like 70,000 times the damage when it first came out.
Yeah, when it was bugged, you mean? Yes.
Yeah, I should use it then.
And Chris and Mercules were both asked, is Hawkmoon and the DMT being able to be craftable in the future? And they said yes. So at some point,
Nice.
like the Ossiustrager and like Mercules' new weapon, at some point in the future, the Hawkmoon and the DMT will be craftable. So you will be able to make your own god roll, which means I could probably delete the 5 that are sitting in my vault.
I'm about to do that, yeah, right now, actually. Yes.
4 of them at least.
Yes, that'll give me 4 slots.
And there was a lot of discussion about airborne effectiveness with like weapons as well. And they were basically saying there's more and more abilities and traits coming to kind of help you build into that and make things better. And that the problem was that they introduced skill-based matchmaking and the airborne effectiveness at the same time.
Mhm.
And it was literally bad timing that they regret at the moment, but they are trying to kind of revert some of the changes that they made to make things better. Because of reasons, I guess that they were just trying to get everything done, and different teams kind of got things done at the same time, and it just kind of this is getting introduced into the game, unfortunately.
It was interesting. Part of the aerial effectiveness, they were flat out asked, just like, is this in response to Strand being a thing? And it was like, well, yeah, like we're trying to hedge against, Strand being a thing, so you can't just slide around and, Spider-Man shotgun your way into people.
Yes. Yeah, that was quite interesting.
Can we just remove shotguns from PvP, please?
No. What else? I can't remember what else they said about Strand. They did say something else that was interesting about Strand, didn't they?
Yeah, that was the one that stuck on my brain. It was sort of like, we all assumed this is sort of why, if this is what you're bringing, well, of course you need to do something to make, aerial effectiveness at least changed. So it's like, okay, at least it's nice to confirm that, yes, that's sort of why this happened. Yeah, how it played out and how it's working, they're not happy with, but it's always, the why is always interesting to find. Chris Proctor's really been making the rounds. Like I think his full-time job now is Destiny podcast star. and I assume weapon team as well at some point.
Yeah, so 2023, they're working on a feature to give all weapons deterministic recoil. So at the moment, you can kind of counteract your recoil with certain mods and the way that you kind of set up, but it is
like all counterbalance, for example.
But it's all still random at this point in time. But it's something that it's a long-term goal. So I'm guessing maybe 2023, December next year, kind of 2023, as a goal of that they're going to give every weapon archetype a deterministic kind of recoil, so that you can then spec into kind of counteracting that specific weapon. So that's going to be interesting. Is that I think to be honest, bringing Mercules on board has been an amazing thing for Bungie and the community at large, because he had so much insight into the weapons and the amount of work that man put into spreadsheets over the years just for the community, going, well, Bungie need to do this, Bungie need to do that, and tweak this and tweak that. And I think he's found working there that it isn't as simple as just do this and tweak this. I mean, he was even saying on the podcast that he's learned quite a lot of lessons of like, well, maybe we did ship it wrong, or we did this wrong, and so I think it's a very big learning lesson for him as well. But I think the knowledge that he brought to the table for Bungie has been invaluable for the weapons that we've been getting. I mean, I think everybody in general has been saying that the weapons have been being a lot better, and the tweaks that they've been making to the weapons and the perks on the weapons have made the weapons better. Would you guys agree? Or
I mean,
the
more data required.
The new origin traits have been a lot of fun. Just the new twists on things. Yeah, I mean, I've been enjoying what they've been putting out.
And I like the fact that they had an intern work on an origin, or I think it was it an origin trait, or was it a perk? I think that they were saying that they had an intern work on it, and it's working really well. So yeah, that was quite interesting. And then Merc went on about, he couldn't say too much about his new weapon, right, but like Respawn was saying,
it has to be hard. He just wants to gush about it.
Yeah. I mean, it's got multiple catalysts, so you're going to be able to kind of get a catalyst for maybe PvE and PvP. It's got an origin perk, and it's got a foundry link as well. I'm hoping Viced. I love Viced. Thinking about it over these years, the Scorpion SR.
Well, the Viced perk is probably the best perk we have in the game right now.
But over the years, I've loved the Scorpion, the scout rifle. That we've now got the scout rifle in the primary slot, which is very similar to that. I can't even say the name of it. The Jerakas 3 SR, which is the stasis scout rifle that Cool Guy did a video on, which I will link in the show notes. I'll go over that again later. But it's in the same archetype as the Scorpion, which is I think it was the Arc energy slot scout rifle. But these weapons are really cool because they've now got the origin trait for the stingers on there. And the same with the auto rifles that are in the same kind of vein as that. So we've got the Crate auto rifle, which is also the Vice Stinger auto rifle, the 720s. Really cool.
I think they need more weapons, more foundry perks that work better with weapon archetypes, like Reservoir Burst with Almalon foundry perk work well together, right? Because you want to reload, you reload faster the top half of the magazine, right? So after you use that Reservoir Burst, you want to reload as fast as you can, right? Those work together, right? Or Viced and literally anything.
Yeah, Vice. I really like the neutral game perks. I like the Vice. Yeah, it just makes every gun better. It's not like, oh, I have to use this on this weapon or in this situation.
Yeah,
I like that. I have this, and inherently, this weapon is just better as I play with it, no matter what I'm doing with it.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
I do, and that's probably that is just, like I said, this got to be the best, or at least the strongest perk they've got in the game so far. Because just the ability to reload like heavy weapons, in the middle of a DPS phase, just you empty out your reserves before you even have to reload a linear fusion rifle. That's amazing. That is amazing. That immediately put linear fusion rifles again at the top of the list for the second or third freaking season in a row. Just that origin perk by itself, barring anything else. So, yep. Anyway, I can't really think of any other good ones out there. None of the other ones have impressed me so far. Avalon is okay, especially if you reload a lot, like with Kill Clip, or if you have a gun that you reload a lot, Avalon is good for that.
Land
What
Tank
else do
was
we
good.
even have here?
Land Tank, final blows with the weapon give you increased resilience and additional damage resistance from combatants.
Oh, what is that?
Land Tank, the origin.
Oh,
origin
okay.
That, like, Peace of Mind rolls with things from that season. That was a good perk. I really enjoyed that one.
Bitter Spite isn't bad. Like, if you take
really
damage and increases your reload speed, you're going to be taking damage a lot, like in PvP. So, maybe that's a PvP perk.
Or where are you not taking damage, honestly? Like, you're taking damage everywhere. Like, that's just a good perk across the game.
No, the one that I don't get is this ambush thing, right? In the beginning of an encounter, so they timed it. It's like for the first 5 seconds of an encounter, this gun gets increased range, handling, and damage against combatants, right?
Yeah.
That's only like a 5-second perk. And once you're in combat until combat ends. And then after combat ends, this perk will reset. And then you'll get it for another 5-ish seconds at the beginning of your next encounter. Assuming you fire immediately, right? So if
heavy weapons, a whole lot of damage real quickly.
Maybe
that's
on a rocket launcher, maybe. I don't see that on
linear fusion. I mean, and anything boost my damage at the beginning of an encounter, or I can pour in a whole bunch of damage at once. I'll take any kind of buff I can get on that.
Well, let's see. It's on this season's weapons. Do we have anything like that on this season's weapons? As far as like boss CPS, we don't have a rocket launcher. We do have a machine gun though, right?
Yeah.
We have a machine gun.
Yeah,
machine gun it doesn't hit very hard though. It's a fast fire machine gun.
Well, if you don't have target lock, where it increases the damage the longer you remain on target, mix that with your ambush, just damage buff over damage buff. I'll take that.
Yeah, but you'll max out. So the one that you talked about with a fast firing weapon, you'll max it out in about 3 seconds, if I remember.
Yeah, and as we said last week, my clip will be empty at that point, so I'm good now. Anyway.
But then the ambush lasts for 5 seconds, so it's just like, I don't know. I don't see it as a very strong perk. Oh, we have a linear fusion rifle too. Fire and forget. Okay, so
yeah, I mean, it's not the best perk ever, but it's not bad. I mean, it's free damage bonus. Who doesn't love that? It's not better than the other ones we've mentioned.
Sure,
can't all be bangers.
Why not? I want them to all be bangers.
Because then we have power creep where we're getting to, or they're going to have to, throw 1,000 ads at us to make it somewhat balanced again.
Yeah, they did say that. They did say that on that podcast that they have a slight power creep that they're aware of with different things. So, it's
the new dungeon. The power creep answers just keep throwing ads at you relentlessly.
Yeah.
Oh my god! And do they? Have you played it yet?
Yes.
Yeah. They just continue. Yeah. The plan is basically we're just going to drown you in people. Not particularly hard people necessarily, but we're just going to drown you in bodies.
No, not hard people. But the thing about it is the ones that they send you are four suicidal drones. I can't.
There is a way. There is a way to combat that.
Yeah, you shoot them before they blow you up.
we call it a Void Titan, and you can just stand there and go, "Come at me, bro." Because man, that void fix for the overshield this season is nice. I don't think I died in the first, like, climbing that tower, because you throw that wall down, and you're just like, I don't die. I don't believe in it. I don't believe in
Don't tell me
reloading
you
or
didn't
death.
die. You must have leapt off of that tower at some point trying to find one of the nodes.
He didn't
yeah.
die due to ads.
Sorry,
There you
yes.
go, see.
I absolutely leapt to my death many
go.
times, but
There you go.
no conventional weapon can kill me.
There you go.
No, you're talking about the overshield.
Gravity, absolutely.
You're talking about the overshields. Hunters are taking advantage of that this season too. If you have weapons with repulsor brace and you're rocking the void subclass, you're not only invisible 90% of the time, but you also have overshields 90% of the time too. Because the repulsor brace, when you kill a weakened enemy, which almost all of them are constantly, then you get an overshield, right?
Yeah.
And then of course, if you kill a weakened enemy, you also go invis, whatever, right? But yeah, you're invisible with overshields 90% of the time this season on a Void Hunter. It's kind of amazing.
I've got a video that would go along with that for the Void Hunter with the Falcons and with the rework that you were telling us about.
That's exactly what I'm using. Falcon chest piece.
Yep.
I have the other half sword that's got repulsor brace. I have a Void submachine gun that's got repulsor brace. And then for my primary, I think I have like an exotic linear fusion rifle or something like that for just damage. And yeah, dude, just like for ad clear, they're nothing to me. I clear ads in a heartbeat, and all the little shards I get back are counting, all the welds and everything like that are counting towards overshields. I'm getting overshields when I kill enemies with these guns. It's I can't die, right? And on top of that, I constantly have a 30% damage buff.
Yep.
And they're weakened, and they're volatile sometimes, right? It's bonkers, dude. It's absolutely bonkers.
I will put the video in the show notes from Gray. It says this Void Hunter build is amazing. Falcons rework. So yeah, check that out because it's exactly like what Respawn was described. It's like invisibility, all the extra damage, just it's amazing. And you know,
damage, all that good stuff. Yep.
But I know
and you get passive devour. Did I tell you that? Oh, part of the build. I've got to check out the build. Part of the build gives you passive devour. I'm like, that's crazy. I've got overshield. I'm invisible, and every kill I get, I heal. What?
Yeah. And remember, and our void overshield, they basically fixed it. It was only being half as effective up from when they released it till now. This season, it now gives you a 50% damage resistance, where it was only 25 in the past. So any build you had with that overshield is now just better.
That is not insignificant.
And with the Hunters and Titans, you can both give that to you yourself and your friends. So everyone can have a Void Overshield and just stand there and scream, "Come at me, bro. Why move?"
You just have to, and I can't emphasize this enough. If there's somebody that's low health and you see your Void Hunter running towards him to finish him, let him finish him. Everybody gets an overshield. Stop killing him before the hunter gets there.
Just put a wall down there. Everyone gets an overshield. I'm sure warlocks must be able to give overshields. I feel like there's got to be a way. I just don't know what it is offhand.
They don't need it. They've got Devour forever.
Well, the warlocks had the souls. The souls this season on a warlock are ridiculous.
And what am I saying? They can just throw a rift down. You don't need an overshield if you can just say, "Here's a healing place. Stand in here and be happy."
Well, no,
it's a healing place.
That rift becomes healing and empowering, right? 2 for 1 there. And then if you have the Arc Soul Buddy on, you also get an Arc Soul Buddy on top of being in a healing and an empowering rift, right?
And a big PvP bonus boof, but bonus buff this season.
Yeah, I haven't built it yet because I haven't played Warlock this season that, for any significant amount of time. But he's got a build right now that I just described with the healing rifts and the Arc Buddies doing so much crazy damage. It's nuts. So they don't need overshields. They just clear the field.
Now, I can heal forever.
Would you guys like a glitch in the game to help you do
It depends
stuff?
on the glitch.
Well, our friend Cheese has a frenzy glitch. So frenzy activates
that one.
Yeah, frenzy activates, I believe, after being about 12 seconds in combat? So
Something like
Yeah,
that.
something like
Yeah.
that. That's a long time. Yeah. What about it?
So yeah, you have to be in combat for about 12 seconds,
Mhm.
and you get increased damage increases by 15%, 50% handling, and 50% reload speed. But if you've got one of these new weapons, say the prolonged engagement that has frenzy in the final slot, and the new perk, which is perfect float, which is being in combat for a moderate time, increases the airborne effectiveness and reduces flinch until you're out of combat. That seems to proc your frenzy at 6 seconds. So you can get
Ooh.
increased airborne effectiveness, reduce your flinch, and extra damage quicker with those two perks. And there were a couple of other ones that he kind of goes over in his video, but I'll link it in the show notes because
So to clarify, we can get
Sign me up.
frenzy in half the time.
yes, with
Oh.
those two perk combinations. At the moment, I don't know. I mean, it's a video that he's done on a glitch. I don't know whether it's going to be. It is something that they know about that's in the game, that is going to just be in the game, and that's it. You can just do that. And it's a viced weapon, the prolonged engagement, the submachine gun. So
Uh-huh.
vice stinger, stick that on there.
I thought you were telling us about the one about the
Oh, there's another one. Tell us
the
another
bosses. Oh yeah,
Dude,
there's
so many.
yeah there's our final boss in the new Spire of the Watcher.
Yeah.
You can stand in a warlock well. Just your friends don't get the same buff.
Yes.
I mean,
Oh, yeah,
they get the normal buff, but you get a 92% damage increase against that boss because he is my brain is
Vehicle.
telling me now, not a vehicle. It's the type of enemy.
Yeah.
He's a pain in the ass.
Yeah. What are they called though?
It's not that bad actually. Once
The ones that leap at you. What are they called? My brain is just shut down on
Wyverns.
me. Wyvern. Thank you. Yeah. There's basically a glitch against wyverns. If you're a warlock standing in your own well, you're getting 92% damage bonus to wyverns in the game.
wow.
And our final boss is a wyvern, thus is susceptible to to this glitch. Also, if you go run the Bunker 15 Lost Sector, when that comes up in rotation, bunch of wyverns stand in your well and just go, bye friends, you're dead now.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not saying that we didn't see this coming, but let's face it, as soon as those things were put in the game, we knew that there would be a boss somewhere that would be a giant wyvern, didn't we? Bungie, we see you. We know what you're doing. But apart from that, we don't know what you're doing in Iron Banner.
We really don't. It's coming. We're getting a shotgun and an auto rifle.
Yeah.
We're gonna have two of them, presumably. When's the other one? Who really knows? Who can plan their vacation around things if we don't know when Iron Banner weeks are going to be?
But we do know that it's
vacation around Iron Banner weeks.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Nitedemon does.
Yeah.
Nitedemon
No,
needs
you
to know.
don't. For
Nitedemon
real?
needs to know when he needs to ask off work to make sure he can play Iron Banner that week.
Wow.
Iron Banner returns on January 3rd, 2023. So only in a couple of weeks. Happy New Year. It's called Fortress, and you capture and hold zones while defeating opponents. But there's a twist.
No one's going to capture or hold the zones. Is that the twist?
Probably, yeah. A Cabal twist. The objectives will change once Keitel and her troops get involved. But we're not revealing the details, so you're just going to have to play it. So that's it. That's it. They're making you go and play it, Respawn. You and me. Let's go and play.
We got this. Happy New Year.
I mean, they got new weapons. I can't say no to a new. Oh no, they get the new armor. I gotta play.
You
I
see,
gotta get the armor.
Exactly.
I'll run my hunter as well. Yeah, I've got to run my hunter and get that hood again.
And the Gnora's axe is a slug shotgun, which something raised.
Gnora's axe
sounds good.
Right, that was a really good weapon.
The Dark Decider is the auto rifle, which is also a really nice one. It's a 720 RPM. Oh, it's in the database. Wicked. It's in the database on D2. So we could run through some of these perks. So we get the Skulking Wolf Origin perk. While at low health, Guardian's final blows with this weapon grant enhanced radar and remove you from the opposing radar. And that lasts for 10 seconds. But because it's a viced weapon and it's an arc weapon, damaging an enemy with this weapon has a small chance to reload the magazine and increase movement speed whilst aiming down sights. And yes, that's cool. So we have a Volt Shot on there. We have Gut Shot Straight. The Iron Reach, which gives you plus 20 to range and minus 30 in stability. Golden Tricorn. The Dragonfly. Rangefinder. The next one along, we have Auto-Loading Holster. Offhand strike. Final blows grant additional weapon range, stability, and accuracy when firing from the hip for a short duration. Subsistence. Dynamic sway reduction. Iron grip. So that massively.
This is an auto
improves
rifle, right? Subsistence on an auto rifle.
Yeah.
And that's a
So
vice.
Golden
it is.
Strike
It's the
on.
same as the crate. So the crate's in
No,
your primary
crate does
slot.
not have subsistence. No, that changes the game. Vice plus subsistence. Dude, will you ever run out of bullets?
Sorry, what are you saying to me?
The crate does the crate roll with subsistence?
He's talking smack is what he's doing.
He is. He's talking smack.
Oh, maybe I am.
I have an
He's
Adagio
saying
subsistence ricochet round roll on my crate
Really?
with 78 stability and 48 range, so I can shoot all the bullets all the time.
Oh my dude, I've underestimated the gun. I need to farm more of them. I never got any of those rolls.
You can get.
I've got a
dark
lot of
spider.
crates and I never got got subsistence on it.
You can
need
get
to open
iron
up some of
grip.
those crates and see what's inside them.
They also have iron grip, which is massively improves weapon stability at the cost of reload speed, so plus 20 in stability. It's not bad. We have well-rounded, and then we have accurized rounds, appended mag, tactical mag, all the other mags, and then some barrel perks. So we have arrowhead brake, chamber compensator, corkscrews, all those lovely things. So yeah, you can. It has a base impact of 18, a base range of 25, a stability of 49, handling of 39, reload speed of 46, and aim assistance of 72. Airborne effectiveness is 10, so don't jump around with that. But it's
What's
a
the planning on it?
720 RPM.
Sign me up. Let's
720,
go.
you say. And what's the crate? 900?
Crate is 720 as well.
It is 720.
That's weird. That
900 is something. I'm stupid. Sorry.
you can put iron grip on, which gives you plus 20 stability, minus 30 in reload, and have iron reach, which gives you plus 20 in range, minus 30 in stability, because they're in different slots. It's like, what a way to mess with your stats.
Well, you don't need the reload if you have subsistence and the vice, right? So,
No.
But you might. I mean, I don't know what to do with it. I'm
I
not
mean,
gonna
are
tell
you
people
not
to
hitting your
live.
targets? Then you kind of deserve what's coming.
Yeah, maybe not. Listen, I'm firing the bullets toward the enemy. Are they hitting? That's really up to Bungie. Bungie wants you to give more money to charity.
Is it
You
still
what?
going on? Is our game to give still going on for the rest of December?
Game
That
to
is
Give
the
is still
question.
going on. They would like you to give more money to charity, and you can give, any number of delicious looking sweet ghosts as rewards, or all the other things we've talked about in the past. That Bungie's goal, when we told you last week, was to get to $500,000. Well, friends, we're sitting as we record at $672,000. So we have blown past that. Their new goal is $2.5 million, which,
There you
let's be
go.
honest, I feel like
That's the goal.
the community's going to get there because you can't tell this
Because
community
we always do.
what not to do.
When have we not met a goal?
Exactly. There's a goal. It's meant to be met. The APIs are back up. Everything is beautiful. The spice must flow, and the money must flow into Bungie Foundation.
So you can equip all the mods now.
You can. You can equip the mods. They turned off the flashing indicator, and the APIs are back up. Which really, I mean, we didn't say at the top of the show, but let's be honest. If you've been anywhere near anything this week, you know the APIs are back up.
Mm-hmm.
The beautiful APIs. I think that's actually what caused the first collapse, was the APIs going down and not coming back up. I think that's why the collapse originally happened. Or if you'll have to fact check me on that, but I'm pretty sure it was API related.
It sounds good to me.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that's what happened. The APIs went down, and then darkness descended over the world.
Yeah,
and that's it. Yeah, and they didn't come back up, so we were just plunged into darkness. The world was in chaos, as we were for that weekend, that dark weekend.
Totally makes sense to me.
Which we will never speak of again.
I don't know, man. Everybody that I was playing with, they're like, "Oh my god, this sucks." It's like, dude, you never played D1, did you? He goes, "No."
Yeah.
Like,
No, welcome. back in my day, we spent
more time in the tower than we did in the raid.
Yeah, it really was. I'm gonna go do this dungeon. What are you running? Whatever I have on me at the time.
Right. Man, if the party had to go to the tower because you forgot a thing, you're already in the negative. Everybody already hates you. You better pray to God somebody else forgot something. And then they say it first. Anyway, good times. Good times.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Get back.
hopefully, Bungie sees how devastating it is to the community to not have an API and will incorporate something like that in the future. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
You mean like maybe the ability to do some builds in game?
Oh, I'm not just talking about that. I'm talking about the ability to pull weapons from the vault while you're in orbit, from like your menu kind of thing.
Mhm.
I'm talking about, everything an API can do. I know build crafting is coming, that I do know, but like pulling weapons from your vault, putting weapons into your vault. Here's a big one: organizing your vault.
You don't get organization. Listen, you can either see like the highest level thing, the thing you threw in there most recently. That's all the organization you should need. Back in our day, we didn't need to organize. We just threw things and hope for the best.
We didn't need to because we didn't know it was a thing. We didn't know what we were missing.
No. Back in our day, we only had 20 slots in the vault, so we didn't need everything on multiple pages.
Is that accurate? Did we only have 20? That's not a thing. We could not have survived on 20.
Yeah, we could have. You don't
We
really
only have 20 back in the day?
You don't really need that many weapons in this game.
Sir, I was going to say speak for yourself, but you are. So
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, there are plenty of weapons. I'm saying you don't need that many weapons. We've also had a bunch of new weapon archetypes added. Like there were things that just were not and did not exist. There were no machine guns. There was whole archetypes of weapons. There were no trace rifles. Things that just you couldn't get because they didn't exist. And now we've got multiple versions of all of those and tiny pieces of celery to hold on
to. Yeah. I never played Halo, but one of the things I did like about Halo that kind of sound like it would be better is in Halo you had X number of guns and then that was it. Right? Yeah. This is what you have for the entirety.
If you want a new gun, you put down that gun and pick up a new gun, you pull off someone's body.
Yeah, that's right. And that game archetype and that game style is still going very strong. I mean, Halo just put out another game recently, right? Didn't they? So I mean, it's a working thing
into it eventually.
No, don't get me wrong. I love playing with new guns, new things, new this, new that. But then again, you come into the whole vault space thing, which I still think Bungie, you should sell vault space. Selling vault space will solve a lot of your problems. I promise you. I really do promise you. And if it doesn't, then I'll apologize. But I promise you, it's going to solve a lot of your problems.
You don't also solve some problems?
What's that, man?
Secrets for everybody.
What kind of secret?
I don't know. It's a secret to everybody. I don't know if you can tell them.
It's a secret?
It is a secret. There's lots of secrets swirling around that Robbie Stevens wants to tell us about.
Robbie, let's go. There were some rumors swirling around that Bungie was done making secrets forever. While that record was corrected, we wanted to talk a bit about this subject and the feedback we have been seeing from players hungry for surprise content. Here is an assistant game director, Robbie Stevens, to share some of our thoughts. Robbie Stevens says, we wanted to take a moment to address the community's feedback around secrets in Destiny 2. But before we get started, if you take one thing away from this communication, let it be that the people working on Destiny 2 believe that secrets are an important part of this franchise. And we're dedicated to delivering secret experiences, both small and large, throughout the coming year. First and foremost, let's address the Reddit AMA about the difficulty of encrypting content that brought this conversation to a head. What's AMA?
Ask me anything.
Cool. Data mining and leaks are not unique problems to Destiny 2. Every live game deals with this issue because it's one of the most challenging engineering problems in games today. That being said, our communication was misinterpreted to mean that we are no longer building secret experiences, which is false. We delivered hidden and secret story beats and content this year and will continue to do so next year. For some of the community, secrets have come to mean either a secret mission or a puzzle. It's understandable that the community is hungry for more of this content and is interpreting any hidden thing we do as a signpost of something bigger to come. Just understand that we'll never openly reveal a secret mission or puzzle before it goes live, and that although we're intentionally hiding things for you to discover in every release, not every secret can be something as big as a mission or a puzzle. So what, are they talking about like lore secrets and stuff, or I don't know?
I mean, they're saying we're going to get more There was this one of the Destiny, news retweeter things was like, oh, they're done with secrets. We'll never have more secrets. And they're like, no, we're going to build you new stuff. We just understand that building secrets has changed in the era of you can see what's going on because of the APIs.
I mean, yeah, you look at it now. Take this season for example. You already know that there's a new exotic that's coming in a secret mission that's coming
Well, they
with
kind of
multiple.
tell it that though. So does that
No,
count?
no, they
the
didn't.
entire season was a secret. You didn't know what the season was until it launched. So the whole season's a secret. So don't say secrets are gone.
Yeah, but when the season launched, they were able to data mine that the new exotic, it had multiple catalysts, what the quest was, where the quest takes place, and it's like that's what they're saying is that they can't keep something secret once it's kind of in the game or they've started the breadcrumbs to get to the point of doing it, because it has to be implemented in the game. It's a lot harder to kind of keep it hidden.
Okay. Sure. Whatever David said. Looking back on past year, the Witch Queen was at least containing a fair share of secrets, and the experiences on the Throne World were directly influenced by content like secret missions and dungeons. Additionally, as many of you have noticed, we've been layering teasers. Should there be teasers? All right. Well, we've been layering teases and secrets about future content throughout our stories, lore entries, and world building leading up to Nightfall. However, we know that you want more, and we know that you haven't released this. We haven't released a secret mission that scratches the same itch as Prestige. Presage. Thank you, Presage 0 Hour or the Whisper this year. Those missions were some of the most challenging content for our teams to build, which is why we've only released at most one secret mission within a 12-month period. But as we've developed our plans leading to Nightfall and beyond, I want to reassure you that the community's feedback is heard and clear, and putting more secrets into Destiny 2 is an initiative our teams have been working on for months before this conversation recently came to a head. Some secrets will be small, some will be large, some will come next year, and some are right around the corner. But I promise you that we got a talented group of people who love this type of content and who know what it means for the community to discover and experience. That's not a word.
Yeah, so everyone's like, oh, the secrets are dead. We'll never have another secret mission. No, that's not at all what Bungie said. And they're clarifying. Still not what they said.
And in case you missed it, still not what they said.
And in case you also missed it, the winning ornament is the Synthwave one with 55.5% of the vote. So good
Finally,
job,
the community picked something good.
Mm-hmm. It was the correct option. I voted for the correct option. I really thought about it, just to smite Respawn. I really thought about choosing the dumbest option, but 55.5%. Every vote matters.
It does.
Again, not that I've ever fired the weapon, but I figure if other people are going to fire it and enjoy it, they deserve a nice ornament.
You have to have fired it. It's an anti-barrier weapon.
No, I really haven't. I have plenty of other ways to anti-barrier, especially when you give me an auto rifle. I can anti-barrier that, or a pulse, or a scout. Really, those are my go-to.
Yeah.
Arbalist. I was like, I couldn't even remember what the weapon was for a minute. Yeah, no, I linear fusion rifles I use in a heavy slot because that's a thing. But beyond that, I don't really touch the other ones because I don't really care for them.
Well, I can tell you, double linears with a glaive, you'll never run out of ammo. And I don't know why, but you never run out of ammo. Heavy or special.
Having ammo is silly.
Because you've probably got the mods on, that's why. I'll tell you why.
Yeah, but no, it's even worse because even if I have the mods on and I have a normal weapon on.
No, but do you have the mods on?
Yes, but if I have the mods on,
I'm telling you what, that's the reason why.
It's not, because if I have the mods on and
if you didn't have the mods on,
I don't get as many drops.
Exactly, because you don't have the mods on.
And then a glaive, I get more drops.
Yeah. It's because you've got an exotic weapon in your primary slot.
Well, I'm telling you, when I put a non-exotic in my secondary slot, it's not a glaive, I don't get as many drops.
No, you're doing it all wrong.
Oh, clearly.
And now a moment of reflection for Respawn. As we approach the end of the year, we couldn't miss the opportunity to highlight some of their favourite moments of 2022. And there's lots of them.
There's a bunch of them.
I like the fact that they've actually highlighted the changing of their patch note numbers. Now,
Yes.
that sounds more of a parody thing of, I'm so excited that we did this.
Right. We changed our patch notes. We referred to a patch note earlier that literally didn't exist because we changed the numbers and forgot about it. But now we're going to look back fondly on it. We had weapons go rogue. Destiny 2 has a TikTok account. They told you all the things about Lightfall and the joy of Sony Interactive. And, lots of good things happened. And lots of good videos, lots of good artwork. Many robots are staring at us. There was a big event recently in the UK. There have been random acts of kindness. There was a big event in Melbourne, apparently, at some point.
Yeah.
They did a thing for Milan Games Week. I know definitely Nitedemon was attending the big UK Bungie event that he definitely has time and energy to go to. Yeah.
Oh, no, he was first in line. Don't you know?
I would have gone. No, I would have gone. That was last night, the Dawning event in London. And I would have gone if I'd have managed to convince my wife to let me go.
I would have gone if I convinced my wife to let me go. Well, if that ain't a better phrase, I don't know.
Which is, I mean, the story of all events in the world.
Yes.
If I could have done it, I would have done it, but I didn't do it, and that's okay.
If I was a big time YouTuber, then she probably still would have said no. Anyway.
Well, I mean, I assume she was busy, managing Salta Grepo and team's appearances. I mean, it's a very busy schedule she has to keep track of.
Yeah.
No issues.
Yeah, there's some things broken, which many of which we've talked about so far.
Is there a week that ever goes by that there aren't issues and things broken? I don't think we've ever known a week.
Even when there's a pile of them and they're like, we're going to mention one of these. This is the one thing we find important to tell you about. But no, I'm pretty sure we might have had one at like the end of the year when they were just like, listen, we're not fixing anything. We're done.
Like now.
But yeah. I mean, which is interesting. DMG talked a little bit on Twitter about again, the ability to get unlimited adept hand cannons this week in trials, just talking about the push and pull of it's a thing, we should fix it, but it's a good thing for the community. It's a nice weapon to have. Do we rush out a fix or just say, we're tired, it's the end of the year, enjoy your free loot for the weekend, it'll be fine.
Free loot!
It's a problem that, fixes itself once the weekend ends. What's not going to fix itself on the weekend, though, is your Dawning Quests. So players who want to obtain the Dawning Quest on multiple characters may need to view all pages of Eva's inventory to find the quest. So it may have moved around on you. So you may have to go hunt for the Dawning Quest. You really have to want it. The Dawning Quest can also be completed once per account. Not character, but account. So if one character already has the Cookie Helper Delivery quest step, aka the Dawning Quest, your alternate characters will need to obtain the first quest step from the quest archive in the tower, not from Eva. So if you picked up the Dawning Quest on one character and you want to continue it on another character, you must visit the quest archive, not Eva. She will have nothing for you, even if you check all of her pages.
Nothing for you, sir. Good day.
Your Everwick Ghost Shell preview is cut off at the top of the screen. So that's a thing. Your festively armed daily bounty awards balanced flavors, but does not require defeating combatants with void energy. So it is instead producing unbalanced flavors. Doesn't sound very balanced, Bungie. The Unstoppable Hand Cannon mod may play audio for a single length of time when aiming down sights on any weapon. So that's fun. I don't know what audio, because again, who plays this game with the sound on? But apparently it plays audio. Who knew? And your Jade Rabbit Exotic Scout Rifle is disabled due to an issue because it's naughty and acting up again. Which really, I mean, when has it ever not been acting up? Let's be honest here. It's like second in line to Telesto of I just want to act up and not act right. And that's the full list they're telling us about this week. As always, if there's more things you fixed, like the flashing weekly challenges archive or weekly challenge that's been fixed, you're able to actually put your class item mods in your class item. That was fixed. We like that. Those are good things.
Oh, those are very good.
Yeah, but those are all the things they're going to tell us about that are broken. There's more broken things, but you have to dig deeper. And just like finding Eva's inventory quests, you'll find them if you really want to hunt them hard enough. Yes, Respawn. And now you'd like to go flawless in trials to get your adept hand cannons?
Oh, you had to go flawless?
Yeah, Yes.
That's awful.
I saw yesterday Grenader Jake on Twitter posting a short tweet. Well, actually, I saw the Fallout Plays reaction to poor Grenader Jake, who was like, "Listen, everyone's gonna blame me when this gets fixed." Because apparently, if you go flawless this week, the new Trials hand cannon is the adept weapon, and as long as you have the materials to buy them, you can just buy an infinite number of them. If you basically, if you have a flawless passage, don't reset it. There might be another stipulation. Again, I don't have this, and I never will. But apparently, you can just buy all your adept hand cannon rolls without having to just continue to play. Just buy them all.
Grenader Jake, my dude, listen. The whole community blames you for a thing, which we found out after the fact they shouldn't have. So, our bad or whatever, right?
That's okay. I mean, everybody blames Salta Greppa for the divinity nerf, so
And no, but they forgot about that. Don't remind them.
Oh, sure.
Right.
I was
look,
listening to Dan Finity's interview with him. That's how far behind in podcast I am.
Oh wow. But here's the thing, dude. Just don't bring it up, right? Or instead of tweeting it for everybody, just tell Bungo. Don't tell people that you told Bungo. Just tell Bungo, right? If you don't tell the world, then nobody's going to blame you for it.
Hang on a minute. No. Can we go back a second? How many times have you moaned at people that they haven't shared with you?
Exactly.
No.
Respawn.
You cannot make statements
don't do
like
as
that.
I do or as I say.
No.
I was being facetious. Just
no.
Whatever.
No, you weren't. Stop it.
I was being facetious because I do want to know these things, But he's all like, "The whole he's gonna blame me when he gets fixed," and the facetious part is like, "Well, you just don't say anything, my dude." No, but yeah, tell people about it. Absolutely,
really,
and tell them as it's happening, not after the fact.
Well, no, he did like day one as it was happening. He's like,
I know. That's what I'm saying. Good job.
Huzzah.
Good job.
Congratulations. I like it.
And then we have some movies of the week and some art of the week in the TWAB if you want to go and have a look at them, because there's a really cool Titan with his Iron Banner armor.
Yeah, and then as we alluded to at the top of the show, a very special farewell that Dylan, DMG04 is leaving Bungie's community management team at the end of the month. He doesn't know what he's going to do next. Probably not get screamed at by angry gamer morons on the internet. So
I want to apply for that job. Come on.
I mean, Bungie is hiring. Like they've made it very clear they're hiring, and there are many states you can work remotely. So I would love to see you apply for community manager job. Nothing would bring me greater joy than to being a fly on the wall if you got to the interview stage. And that's a big if.
Are we talking professional respawn or are we talking about personality respawn? Because professional respawn would do great in the interview.
No, don't try and con me that there are two versions.
And then I would go to persona respawn.
There are not two versions. You can't lie to us.
Okay.
So,
to be honest, I think there are 203 episodes that they could go back and look at you, so they don't really need to interview you. They know. They know you without even kind of interviewing you. So this is your interview process.
I know your voice. Hold on. I didn't recognize you on paper, but I know that voice. Where have I heard you from? No idea. I just have one of those voices, I guess.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, let's say a big thank you to DMG for all the work that he has put in over the years and dealing with the community, and some of them being morons and some of them not.
You know what they say? It takes one to know one, right? So
yeah.
I mean, if you need anybody to deal with the community, pull somebody from the community.
They do.
Plus, we need. Look, honestly speaking, hey guys, look. Let's be honest here, okay? They have warlocks, right? Talking to the public. They have titans talking to the public, right? The one hunter that we have in Bungie, he rarely talks to the public. So we need hunter representation from Bungie. And I intend to fill that role. Yes.
Cosmo is the hunter.
I know. We hardly ever hear from him.
Well, maybe he'll step up. Maybe he'll be the senior community manager.
No. Let Cosmo stay where you are. Cosmo, you're good where you're at. Let me shield Bungo from the community. The other way around.
That's not what hunters do. Hunters don't shield anybody from anything. Let's be honest here.
That's true. No, I'll just
Before you get onto shielding the community, would you let the community know what is happening in your Respawns Report Roundup this week?
Yeah, I can totally do that.
Can you do it in Portuguese?
No, and my wife is doing a church thing today, so she can't either.
Oh, that's too bad. That was one of the things they were talking about is all the new support channels they've launched up to and including Portuguese. So
Well, it's
sadly,
because they
no
released a whole
Portuguese.
thing in Brazil now, like a whole
Yeah.
Twitter thing in Brazil or something.
No Portuguese for you this week. Sorry, everyone.
Not this week.
Spawns let you all down.
Y'all's Vanguard doesn't talk much either. Oh, Zep, somebody banned him for that 24-hour ban. Bungie Help says, update, as we continue to investigate a fix for this issue, the ability to purchase multiple adept weapons will remain active over the weekend. Due to this, we have temporarily disabled the flawless matchmaking pool for the Sunday reset. They're like, oh yeah, you want the gun? Here, we're gonna make you work for it.
Yeah. You're going up against everyone.
Right. Okay, that's a good solution, I guess. I don't know, but I think it's a little petty, but whatever. Right? It's like, oh yeah, no, we've got this thing, and it's broken, and everybody can have it. But if you want it, you got to go up against the sweaties.
Yeah.
Whoa!
But you can't. I mean, this is one of the times where Bungie, I just want to point out, doesn't fix a thing that benefits the community, that benefits the players. We're always so quick to jump on them and say, "Oh, you fix all the things
You're
that
half
benefit
right.
the people."
You're half
this-
right. Had
this
they
is-
left it
this is-
alone, it would have benefited everybody. But the fact that they went out of their way to disable the flawless pool. So now only the elite people are going to get this opportunity, and
Yeah.
everyone else is
Not-
just kind of
Not
getting shit
just
on.
the elite. It's not the elite people. Everybody has the opportunity to get it. Just there'll be more players in the pools now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which honestly,
Bungie Help says we have
with the numbers that we
resolved the
need.
following issue. Unclaimable seasonal challenges no longer flash. Stasis kills will more consistently count towards dark frosting ingredient drops. Update. This issue has now been resolved. All appropriate artifact class item mods can again be equipped on the legendary class items. Thank you for that. Destiny Bulletin says someone managed to insta-kill the final boss in Spire of the Watcher dungeon by spamming storm grenades on the ads in the reactor room. The boss is behind the reactor right next to the ad.
well done, Titans. Good job. I'm guessing it was Titans. I don't know, but
it was a Titan.
I mean,
you're the only ones that can
with
spam
with the
spam
storm
the
grenades.
arc grenades.
Good job. Well done. A+ work.
So hold on, I'm trying. So he's in the reactor room. The boss is coming through the door. It looks like.
Do you need an MS Paint map to guide your way?
Well, it's kind of small. Hold on.
Go to the Twitter and have a look at it on the Twitter.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, no, it's bigger
Continue
on the
to
original.
Continue to tell us what is happening.
It's still kind of blurry. It look. I can't really tell. I'll be honest with you guys. But yeah, I mean, if he one shot, it wouldn't be one shot, but like I guess quickly one phase the boss. Yeah,
it happened. That's the important part.
Yeah. Well done, Titan. Well done. New Dawning Emblem via Bungie Rewards, Cosmic Hearth. Exclusive Bungie Reward Emblem Cosmic Hearth in recognition of completing the Triumph of Frozen Doom during the Dawning exclusive emblem can be redeemed for free. I don't have a code for you guys. I'm sorry.
No, but you have to complete it, and then you go to the Bungie Rewards, and you've got until January. Is that January 3rd to complete it? There you go.
I see. Destiny Bulletin. 12 returns January 12th, 2023. Woo! We're in the 23s already. There won't be a new 12 until January 12th, and no planned updates or hotfixes either.
So anything hellacious you
so
find.
anything that's broken right now, whether it be good or bad.
Off.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah, which is not to say they won't turn a thing off, because I feel like last year there was something around this time and they were like, again, they can still just turn a gun off.
I think they sent the intern in, didn't they? And said turn it off, just turn it all off.
Yeah.
So not to say they're not going to fix everything, but there's no hot fixes, no shifts. If it's going to get fixed, it's gotten fixed for the year. Unless it's totally broken, like the Jade Rabbit, we're just going to flip the switch and go, nope.
No more Jade Rabbit. What's going on with the Jade Rabbit? Just doing too much damage?
It's broken. Yeah, I don't know.
It's-
I wanted to go look, but I can't be bothered because it's a jade rabbit. It's just it lives broken. That's how it lives its life.
And
That's
it's
how
hard to
chosen
disable, so I guess
be.
it doesn't matter anyway.
Yeah, that's how it's chosen to be,
Um,
and that's what it wants to do.
So no updates or hotfixes, but we still plan to keep an eye on things to make sure our cherished game keeps chugging along as usual.
Mhm.
We got some DMG down here. Fun donning benefits that you may have missed. For the duration of the event, you'll earn bonus progress for crafted weapon leveling when completing activities. Let me say that again, guys. When you complete activities, any crafted weapons you have that you're trying to gain levels on are going to get bonus experience. So,
Nice.
level them up. Take them to Shirochi, light them bad boys up. Defeating enemies with snowballs also contributes progress to any equipped crafted weapon. That's cool.
So if you would run strikes and just stand in the snowballs and spam them at the enemy, put your crafted weapons on and just level them for free. You don't even have to fire the weapons. You just have to hold them there.
Yep. And unfortunately, you have to land the hit. I found out with the snowball to get the kill, because so many times I've frozen the enemy and somebody else has hit him with the snowball and it didn't count for me.
Oh,
That's why you just stand on the snowball and just keep spamming them. You don't move from the snowball. You just stand there and keep throwing them at the piles.
Well, no,
of
you
enemies.
you can, and I encourage you to do
No,
so, because
you
when you
shouldn't.
kill
No,
things,
I
when you
don't.
max out the snowball stuff,
Mhm.
you can, wherever you kill an enemy, they drop 2 snowballs, so you can move forward and throw 2 snowballs at somebody else.
Don't
So
listen
you
to
can
him.
get
Just-
forward momentum.
No.
Forward
Just stand there and throw snowballs, clear the room, and then go to the next spot with the next set of snowballs.
It's not. Another thing. If you're carrying a snowball, or at least I do on my
Hunter.
on my stasis subclass. And again, I don't know if it's a stasis subclass. All I know is when I'm carrying a snowball, I run twice as fast as everybody else. I don't know if it's a bug. I don't know if it's intended behavior. But when I'm carrying a snowball between areas, I am ridiculously fast. So check it out.
Is it 'cause
If
you're
you
a
feel
hunter
like
and you
finding
have
out
mobility?
why, huh?
Is it because you're a hunter and you actually have some mobility, unlike the rest of us who go, "Why would I ever need mobility?"
Well,
my
I
guess.
mean, I
Mobility
don't
is
know.
stupid.
No, because my build. Hold on. Let me, how much?
Test
How
it.
much?
Test it.
How much do I
Test
have?
it.
I have.
If
I
you
have
like
93
run time
mobility.
trials,
Okay,
take-
that might be a factor.
Ignore-
Me having 93 mobility might play a role in it.
hey guys,
But yeah.
the mobility class, it turns out, is mobile. I've got
But I mean, only when you're carrying a
100s and none of them
snowball.
are in
Come on,
mobility.
dude. Like, it doesn't happen when I'm carrying guns or lightweight frames or anything like that. Just when I have a snowball, I can outrun literally God.
Is
Right?
there something? Is maybe the snowball is something stasis and one of your aspects or fragments?
That's what I'm saying. It could be that. Yeah, it absolutely. Maybe that's something just hidden that I don't know about. But I did notice when carrying a snowball on my stasis subclass, I am the Flash.
I'm pretty sure it's not hidden. I'm pretty sure if you just read the things you had, it would tell you what they were. But that's okay.
That involves literacy, and we've had this conversation before. That was not in my contract.
No, but what is in
Really?
your contract is to actually listen to me telling you some tips, tricks, guides, and builds.
I'm about it.
Good.
Uh-huh.
So we have the Grey Gaming Void Hunter build, what I mentioned earlier. I'll put that in the show notes. Now, are you interested to know if the Wilder Flight grenade launcher that shoots 2 grenades at once is any good? Are you interested in that?
I've
where
seen
they
a whole
come
thing
from.
about that, and the things that involve being hit more than once, it's great, right? And spreading damage around, it's pretty okay when it comes
Wow.
to that. But you don't get double damage, guys.
Well,
Not
I'm
get
very
double damage.
interested.
my
Yeah,
my
you
friend
get double
Errol,
chances.
my friend
Tell me
Errol
about it.
has done some damage testing, as he likes to do with these weapons, and I'm not going to say it does double damage, but it does something more than other grenade launchers. So go and check that video out. And
where does
if
that one
you,
come from? Is that
that's
a Dungeon one?
Errol.
No. Where does the grenade launcher come from?
Oh, it's a
That-
season grenade launcher. No, it's the dungeon.
Dungeon one.
God damn, it's the dungeon. Sorry,
Dungeon one.
sorry,
Yeah.
sorry.
Went
Text
ahead and
mechanic
seen it.
grenade launcher.
Yes.
Very cool. Thank you.
And if you want to delete bosses, as Trud says that you can, you want to
Yes.
get the Fire and Forget, which is apparently end game DPS for everyone in Destiny 2. And there is a god roll to be crafted. That's the
And
new
who is
linear
that?
fusion
Because
rifle.
that I need to see, because that one's been very underwhelming to me. Who is that?
Truds. TRUDS.
Yeah, so the new stasis linear
Yes.
fusion.
Because we've lost the one the Reed's Regret from Trials, so this is the new one, but it's craftable, so you can make it a good one. And then
Eventually.
I told you about my friend Cheese Forever, because he's
You
my
did.
personal friend, because he loves me, about the frenzy glitch. But also he put out another video this week that Bungie actually sent him his first gift, and it's the box of biscuits from Bungie for the Dawning. So I'll include both of those if you want to see him munching on some biscuits, and the frenzy glitch. Those will be in the show notes. The scout rifle that I mentioned earlier, that Cool Guy did a video on, the Jeracarus 3 SR. He's done a really cool video on that, and he also has done a video on the Borealis getting its buff in PvP and PvE. And it does make me laugh when he starts off like the video going, "Oh, I got a re-ran medal in PvP." I'm like, you got one, but
Yeah,
not everybody else can get one.
It's a Tuesday. Tell me something new.
I could give you
Right.
a rock and you could probably get a wee ran medal. You know, at the end of the day.
Snowball and say use a snowball to get we ran.
Yeah,
okay,
you-
well,
Dude,
yeah.
that would be fun. Wait, wasn't there once
just-
upon a time a PvP mode where you did have the snowball? No?
Was it Gambit? I can't remember. Anyway, so yes, he's done a video on the Goat Returns. If you are interested in the Stay Frosty Pulse Rifle, then Astrocross has got you covered with a God Roll guide on that.
Yep, I called that out earlier. Is that the video that I posted?
Probably, yeah, probably, possibly. And then I have, for anybody that is trying to think about maybe soloing the Flawless Spire of the Watcher, then Scarrow9 has a video for you for that. But do recommend you try and get your power up to 1592, I believe he says in the video, that to stand a good chance at actually doing it flawless and solo. So those will be included in our show notes if you're interested. Oh, and also, what I was going to say, there is a really cool shader that you'd probably be interested in, Respawn, for doing all your Dawning events. And it's a new gold shader. It looks like a shimmering gold one.
I got that one, I think.
Looks really cool. So maybe look at that and see if you can finish off your Dawning stuff.
I think I have that already. That's what I'm saying. It's gold, but when you apply it, there's like a blue tint coming out of nowhere, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think
I
I
haven't
have
got
that
it yet.
If you
And
say
the other
so, sounds great.
And the other thing I wanted to kind of mention is I haven't heard anybody talk about this because it's the beginning of a new season. I didn't realize that when the new season starts, it takes all of your old artifacts away from you again. So even if you'd collected all the old artifacts from the helm going to the front of the helm, you've got to run around and pick them all up again. So if you want the crown one, go pick that one up. If you want the star chart one, you've got to go and pick
War
that one up.
table.
And the war table at the front. Because what I found is that because I've picked all those back up again, and last season I generated loads and loads of kind of umbral energies for those different things, I'm able to then still go back to those places and pick up a red bordered weapon for each season. So if you are lacking in red borders and you haven't got enough time to jump on and do them, and you have access to these tables and the old things from the past couple of seasons, and that you can pick up a red border for free, basically, just using your umbral energy and a couple of shards, you can go and pick up a couple of those, go off and do your bounties and your missions, and you've done those. So I just thought that's quite nice to mention, that I haven't heard anybody else kind of mention that it is possible to do.
We mentioned it at the beginning of last season. Now, this is going to be a continuing thing for a while, but we don't know if this is going to be forever. But so far, Bungie's been keeping what they say about these activities not going away, right?
No, but the helm stuff, the seasonal stuff
the
will
helm
go away.
activity, the seasonal stuff not going away. So yeah, all the way back, you can still get the crown, the Cabal thing, whatever season that was.
Table,
Cabal.
Yeah, you can go all the way back to the war table and pick up things there.
The war table, thank you. So no, we don't know how long that's going to be, so don't take advantage of it. Don't be like, oh, well, it'll be the next season. It might be.
It won't be the next season, but it'll be definitely here till the end of the season. So every week, once a week, you can go and pick up 3 new or 4 new weapons and do your red borders quite quickly if you've got access to them.
And if you have all your red borders or you just don't care, there's also high rolled armor. You can go back and again, as you're running things to Vanguard playlist, you've got your nice little war table.
Do you have that video for them? That I'm pretty sure
you're earning that energy, You just have to go and pull your armor. You know, if you're like, hey, I need some good legs, pull the leg armor. It will be high rolled armor. And put your ghost mod on to say, here's the kind of high rolled armor I like to get. Because you get really spiky armor too. If you're like, I want to stop on a discipline armor or mod, and then give me something in the top 3, you know, resilience or recovery, you know, you're going to get a 60 something armor out of that with some decent rolls to it. And you can just go and turn your engrams in and go, give me these, give me all of these. I want the armor and the weapons, and then just be happy.
So TLDR, what he just said for the new people out there, your armor stats are broken down into 2 sections, the top 3 and the bottom 3. Okay. If you put one of the top 3 on your ghost, you're going to get a spike in one of the top 3, and you're going to get a spike in one of the bottom 3. And vice versa. If you put one of the bottom 3 on your ghost, you're going to get a spike on the bottom 3 stats, and then a spike on one of the top 3 stats. So, yeah, if you're looking for really high armor, that's what you want to do. You want to put on the ghost for. Normally, you put on the ghost for the most expensive one, that way you're guaranteed to get that, and then hopefully one of the other 3 will be something that you want. So, yeah, that's quick TLDR for newbies.
Yep. Yeah, there's a number of videos we've highlighted and mentioned from time to time. Plunder the Booty has a couple of the ones that he's talked about of how to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's why Respawn, if for those of you that are watching, you see how I have 100 and then 100 and then like 93, or 100 and 100 and then like 84.
Nope.
It's from doing this trick that we're talking about that I can get almost triple 100s in a lot of my builds.
100s or bust, get good scrub.
I know, I'm working on it.
That's
the closest I've gotten is 100, 193.
I've become totally spoiled. I have builds for each class with triple hundreds in them, and I don't know how you play this game otherwise.
Rough.
I've become very spoiled. Now, granted, that was a lot of years of ignoring all of the things except for just keeping armor. Iron Banner is also a great place to get high rolled armor.
It is.
Most of my high rolled armor is from Iron Banner. Just
now, does the Ghost mod matter in Gambit, or not Gambit, in Iron Banner? Like if I have the Ghost mod on for recovery, am I guaranteed recovery armor or no?
I think it's for anything and everything.
It's not. It's not.
I have to see what it says.
Okay.
Let's go take a look. Let's go venture. Armor pieces with random stats you acquire will have a guaranteed minimum of 10, in this case, discipline, or 10, whatever the mod is you put on, and are more likely to drop with a higher discipline. So if you have the discipline armor on, you're going to get at least 10 discipline, and it's more likely to be a higher roll in that discipline. So again, same thing for resilience, recovery, mobility, whatever you're trying to roll for. For years, I just slapped a recovery mod on. A resilience mod on because I wanted high resilience armor. And then I could build into high resilience things because that's what I want. So yeah, basically put the mod on of the thing you want to get, and yeah, you can switch it on. It's not a activity specific thing. So just say if you're doing an activity that's going to give you randomly rolled armor that's going to drop in the 60s, you know, that higher armor, just like when you pull from the tables, the tables in the past activities, whatever the mod is you put on is going to be a higher roll in that particular number. Is it resilience, recovery, mobility, whatever that thing is you happen to be. And once you've got a couple that, you know, are where you want them to be, masterwork them, you can get individual numbers into like the 30s and higher. You could have like, 20, 25, 28, 31 on a single piece of armor. Then you can mix those together, d2armorpicker.com, and then build out a lovely, lovely set of armor, because d2armorpicker.com will look at all the armor in your vaults and say, what can I put this together? You can even say, here's an exotic I want to use, or I specifically don't want to use an exotic armor piece. Tell me what I can do with this. And basically you can essentially take all those armor stats and say, I want to have, I want to max out my mobility. What else can I do? I want to max out my recovery and resilience. What else can I do? And it'll basically look at your whole vault on each of your characters and say, here's what you can do to get there. And you should, because it's good fun.
For real, D2 Armor Picker, life saver. And it does more than what he says. It does do everything he says, but it also lets you put on, you know how you have the subclass artifacts and everything like that give you resilience or take away mobility. You can equip all that stuff too to get your perfect build. It lets you put on what's called powerful friends and all that stuff. I mean, it is full on amazing, and it gives you the dim code so that you can just load it into dim, and dim highlights every piece that you need. It is such an amazing tool. Cannot be overstated.
Which is why we love our APIs. And you know who we also love? We love our patrons. We love them very much. Zep Orbit, we love him giving Respawn a hard time because you can't threaten him with a good time. We've tried. It can't be done. Have you seen our amazing Otter Dance troupe, the T-Rex King, Dedicated Wham, Star Vortiger, and Scarlet KM? They are incredible dancers. Absolutely unmatched. Don't try. You're not going to succeed. What you will succeed is getting hit by grenades. By Carver 2782, We Noble, Golden God 1562, and basically Salt. They're going to throw grenades at you, pile them on top of you, making Shaxx very, very proud. And Deacon approves of many things in life. Not Destiny, sadly. We're still working on that. But she does approve of PP Pipe and Lord Master Chaos. And really, that's all we're looking for. It's just a little bit of approval. And I think we've done it, gents. I think we've done the show. I think we made it. We did the top. We did the middle parts. We did the bottom. We had a song. We had a dance. We had a good time. We had a laugh. And now I think is where I say thank you for joining us. Your Titans are Peroty and Nitedemon. Your Hunter is no one responds in real life. You can email the show at 2titansandahunter@hotmail.com. We're on Twitter as long as Twitter exists at 2titans_hunter. We're also on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. We're everywhere. Everywhere. Right behind you. Watching you. Waiting. Find the podcast everywhere you can find podcasts. Again, it's everywhere. We're on YouTube. If you want to see a lovely visual version, or just YouTube is where you get your things, we're there. We have the show there. We have streams there every week. And we'll tell you what you should buy, how you should look, and where your next fall sectors are to get those sweet new exotics you've been hunting. Or just a better roll on the exotic you're hoping to get. If you want to join any of our lovely, lovely Patreons, you can go to patreon.com/TTAH. If you'd like to see a lovely British gentleman stream all the good things Destiny, hang out with his buddy Don and Nitedemon, twitch.tv/2titansandahunter. That is early morning here in the US, 5 a.m. to 9 a.m.
Not over Christmas.
UTC, but not over Christmas. So I take it back. You should go there and subscribe so you know after Christmas when he's back playing Iron Banner the first week of January.
Yes.
And our very own Chaos Hunter Respawn streams at twitch.tv/no-one-respawns in real life. Usually the show on Saturdays ish, D&D on Thursdays, and whenever Micah drags him into things or he runs a dungeon, or you never know, just go there and follow him, and you too be alerted when that happens. If you'd like to be alerted about how you can get Nitedemon to finally run that Shattered Throne, get his
flawless solo.
You should go to com/2titansandahunter and say, listen, I'll put some money where my mouth is and make you run it and stream it, and then we can all have a good laugh. And I think we have had a good laugh, gents. I think it's the end of the show. We made it. We did it. And until next week, give the people your lovely parting words of advice.
Merry Christmas, and hopefully we'll see you next week.
Yeah, we'll be here next week. He didn't mention it, but over the holidays when there's no TWAB, we have... How can I say this? We make shows that are completely random, so definitely pay attention.
Here for you, dramatic reading. He is going to act out a one-man play. You should tune in. It's going to be incredible.
Maybe. We'll see. It's completely random. We don't even know what we're going to do, so come hang out with us while we discover what to do when there's no TWAB to fall back on. So, other than that, let everybody have a good weekend, and see you next week.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Two Titans and a Hunter, a Destiny 2 podcast.